We are live at Coletco for Monday night's live Facebook record sale. I was actually about to start 4 minutes ago, and we got just a slightly distracted. I'm trying to start at 7 any night we can, but sometimes we're held up just a few moments. But I promise you, it's not going to be any more like 7:30, and y'all don't know if we're live or not. If so, I'll make a post. I'm trying to do a little bit better job at that. But as of right now, we're live 6 nights this week. We do plan on having a coin and knife auction at some point, possibly Wednesday as the last time. The thing about last Wednesday is some stuff come up and we didn't have a coin and knife sale. We ended up not having a record sale until like 9 o'clock. But anyways, let's start getting this shared. I ask y'all, as always, to share. I don't think y'all realize the importance or how much that means to us. Sharing is the equivalent of going ahead and buying something from us right now, and you don't even have to spend any money. It's a free deal for both of us. It's a free deal. Just hit the share button, or at least invite some friends or something. That means so much to us. Let's see here. Let's get the link going here. Facebook updated their app. Everything looks all the buttons look slightly different. So hopefully there's not too many bugs, because when they update, that means our software probably hadn't caught up yet, and there's usually some kind of glitches. So the metaverse is always expanding. That's what they call it, the metaverse. But we're on the YouTube verse too. We are live on YouTube as well. Mark Fallon, thank you for referring friends. Mark was front row. Was that a Culture Club concert? Or was that just Boy George? But he was at a front row having a conversation with Boy George. Just like front row, like VIP status. All right. It's on my list tonight, my long to-do list, which 2 things were supposed to be done. I had to make phone calls today. I thought my homeowners association bill was part of my mortgage, but it's not, and so I'm like 6 months behind. They've been sending me like final letters. I guess I'm going to get kicked out of the homeowners association. I was like, wait a minute. I thought this was already been paid for, but they only do business during normal business hours, so I never can call them on time. Let's see here. Anybody else have to deal with that kind of stuff? Tanner said, not yet. I need a secretary. I really do. We'd probably have even more records and more stuff to show if anybody wants to volunteer for free to like pay my bills and take phone calls for me and book appointments. If anybody wants to volunteer to do that for free, not ready to pay somebody right now, but a couple more years, I might need a full-time secretary or something. I don't know. 45 mystery box. Yeah, I like that. I listen to random stuff all the time. I know some people's like, I'm only going to listen to what I know and hits, and I'm like, if you're going to be I think the music's playing, Seth. Could you pause it? Yeah, it's been going, our Wi-Fi. I'm surprised we have a good connection tonight. Our Wi-Fi is kind of odd. But yeah, I listen to all kinds of different stuff, especially testing 45s. When we're testing 45s, it's like, you're definitely going to get exposed to some stuff that you don't know. So, Tanner he just stepped to the back. He handles all the invoice corrections. So, not only does Tanner send out the invoices, but then he works on corrections pretty much all day today and tomorrow. I seen your message about the David Bowie, and I know the person who got it. I saw both of those messages come in, so we'll get those fixed. And I'll go ahead and make that announcement. If anybody's watching, if anybody is watching and you need any kind of correction, any kind of invoice correction or anything like that, those are being worked on now and tomorrow, and we'll get you taken care of. Just send our page a message, and we'll take care of you. Send our page a message. Yeah, send us a Facebook message. Don't send an email. I know you get your invoices through email, but those are kind of automated. And so I think y'all know how automated emails work. Sometimes replying to automated emails isn't the best thing. So if you can send us a message, please let us know. Tracy McFadden, Eric Clapton Unplugged got keyed in as Red Hot Chili Peppers' Mother's Milk. So everybody got Eric Clapton Unplugged. I even have more right here I'll show in just a second. But if you have a Red Hot Chili Pepper Mother's Milk on your invoice and you didn't order that, that's probably true. But if you did order a Eric Clapton Unplugged, not sure how that happened, but that's what it is. But we'll get all those fixed in the next 24 hours. So make sure you send us a message, and we'll take care of you. All right, let's do our warm-up bin, new vinyl, and then tonight's going to be heavy on new vintage arrivals. I have no new vinyl. Go ahead and tell you. I have no new vinyl, but I have lots of stuff we're going to go back through from prior weeks and go through that now. So, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? $44.99. This is a 2 LP soundtrack to Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Please make sure you have shared. I really appreciate it when you share the feed. I'll say that one more time before I say it about at 8 o'clock. I made that post about tonight's sale, which is in the group. And you can't share that, and that always helps if you ever see a hot post to share that as well. But I know some of y'all don't want to let anybody know where you buy your records. Or you're like, I refuse to share. I don't want anybody to know where I buy my vinyl, which is okay. Metal Church, music on vinyl. Metal on Church, music on vinyl, $44.99. So, A Brother Where Art Thou soundtrack, Metal Church. The Black Crowes, Lions. This is pink vinyl, $39.99. I've had some people who buy from us really just with new vinyl and pre-orders. They've asked me to they've pre-ordered both of the other new Black Crowes that's coming out, the Crowology and the War Paint. And they're like, can you hold a copy of this to ship with that future order when those come out later this month? And I said, sure thing. So we got plenty of Black Crowes Lions right now. They're $39.99. They are on pink vinyl. Now, let me tell you how good of a deal this is. I have one on eBay for $54.99, and we had an offer last night for $48. So for an open copy, I did open one to check what color it was. So that kind of tells you some of the trending prices. This is $39.99, new and sealed. New and sealed. Let me make sure I didn't miss anything early in the comments here. Troy, I will check those new releases for you. New Greta Van Fleet comes out this week. Yes, new Greta Van Fleet comes out this week. And Metal Church was self-titled. Fred Carnell, that was their self-titled Metal Church album. Lots of people are looking for Congregation of Annihilation all of a sudden, their newest album. It's not available. The black vinyl, they've pulled the SKU, and the colored vinyl is quite pricey because they're all imports. So, not for sure what's up with that. So, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou? Black Crowes, Metal Church. Here's the newest Foo Fighters album. We got new Greta Van Fleet coming out this week. The pre-orders up on that. I don't know how many I'm getting or what's up with all those, but we should have them. So Metal Church, Foo Fighters. Keb Mo is a MoFi pressing. Keb Mo is a MoFi pressing. This is Mobile Fidelity Sound Lab, new and sealed, limited edition, $46.99. Still got these Janis Joplin titles in stock if anybody's interested. Farewell Song and Janis Joplin in concert. Last copy of the Sugar Hill Gang, 50 Years of Hip Hop, limited edition for music on vinyl. Limited to 1,000 on red vinyl, $38.99 for Sugar Hill Gang. Queens of the Stone Age, I have in stock black vinyl, and I have in stock silver vinyl of their newest album, In Times New Roman. That is $46.99. Troy Robinson, first sale of the night, first sale out of the first bin, and first sale of the week. Troy Robinson gets the Sugar Hill Gang. That was limited and numbered on red vinyl. I think that's the only copy I have left. Incubus Light Grenades, $34.99 for Incubus Light Grenades. Also have a Stevie Ray Vaughan unofficial that's called Don't Mess with Texas, the classic 1987 live broadcast. Stevie Ray Vaughan, $39.99. That's a 2 LP. Taylor Swift on orchid purplish marbleish vinyl. That's a triple LP. That's Speak Now, Taylor's version, $49.99. Darren Meyer wants Stevie Ray Vaughan. That's so to Darren Meyer. And we have Smashing Pumpkins Pure Acoustic, which is unplugged and more, $39.99. I'm finally seeing the last of these get gone. We had 2 copies left that were like damaged or open. Then we've got one nice one left, and I think we're getting 3 more. But once again, all the Smashing Pumpkins have got gone. All the Melancholy box sets, $119.99. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness, $119.99 on Smashing Pumpkins. So, quick recap, then we're going to go straight into some new vintage stuff. We have Smashing Pumpkins, Melancholy and Unplugged, Queens of the Stone Age and Times New Roman, Taylor Swift Speak Now, Taylor's version, Stevie Ray Vaughan Live, the classic 1987 broadcast, that's a 2LP unofficial, $39.99. Incubus Light Grenades, another Queens of the Stone Age, Janis Joplin in Concert for Music on Vinyl, limited and numbered colored vinyl, Janis Joplin Farewell Song, limited and numbered colored vinyl. Keb Mo is $46.99, Mo-Fi pressing. Newest Foo Fighters release, $31.99, but here we are, white vinyl. Metal Church, self-titled, Music on Vinyl, $44.99. Black Crowes Lines on pink vinyl, $39.99. And the last copy I think I have laying around of the Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. And that is $44.99, Oh Brother, Where Art Thou soundtrack. All right, let's start with a bin. Let me check it here. Let's look at some of these. Let's start with a bin of new vintage arrivals. We love new vintage arrivals. Let me see some of the titles we have in here. So far, so good. See a couple things that... Does it have a poster with it? Does this have a poster with it? I don't think so. I probably need to check it. Poster? Okay, I'll just leave that in the Buy It Now bin. I don't think I've seen one, but I'll take a closer look at it just a second. I also need to see if this has a whatchamacallit in it. I don't see a whatchamacallit either, so I'll leave that in there too. Some of these I would pull for auction. We're going to leave them in here and let them go. Let me check this one. One more to check. Okay. So John's got us a pretty great batch of titles here, new vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have. Jeff H. said he'll take a Black Crowes Lions. That's so to Jeff H. And did I miss anything else? I don't think I did. Jeff H. wants a Black Crowes Lions. Thank you. All right, so new vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have in here. Jay Giles Band Nightmares. Jay Giles Band Nightmares and Other Tales from the Vinyl Jungle. EX $17.99. So here's how check condition works in our new vintage arrivals. I'm going to tell you the price and the condition. It's all first come, first served basis. If we have anybody new watching, you claim it. If you buy it, then it's yours, and then I'll give you first-time buyer instructions. Very simple. Everything has been cleaned. We've graded it. Bob Marley is a VG copy, $19.99. Bob Marley Exodus. That's a VG copy for $19.99. Bob Marley and the Wailers Exodus. Dr. Hook, Sloppy Seconds. Dr. Hook is VG Plus $14.99 for Dr. Hook. VG Plus $14.99. And Black Sabbath is in shrink wrap. VG on the vinyl, $24.99. That is probably technically a third label for this one. VG on the vinyl. The cover, though, in shrink wrap. VG $24.99 on Black Sabbath. That is sold to Shane Devers, Black Sabbath self-titled. Next is Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits. Alice Cooper's Greatest Hits, VG Plus condition, $17.99. Has an original inner sleeve, it looks like. First track is I'm 18. VG Plus, $17.99 for Alice Cooper. Love Gun, VG Plus condition, $54.99. Here's one of the ones I was looking for to see if it had any extras. I don't see a gun. Appears to be OG. Has the custom Love Gun label. VG Plus, $54.99 for Love Gun. Kiss. Nice looking jacket too. VG Plus condition, $54.99. Kiss Love Gun. First on Alice Cooper is Darren Meyer. Chris Youngblood, you were second. Joe Gabriel, third. Pink Floyd, Relics. VG condition, $14.99 for Relics. That's on like this teal greenish capital label. Pink Floyd Relics, VG, $14.99. Not a bad price if you don't have that one already. Elvis Costello, Get Happy. VG condition on this one, $12.99 for Elvis Costello, Get Happy. Todd Tipton's going to take Pink Floyd. Let's sell that to Todd Tipton. Rare Earth in concert, VG Plus condition, $19.99 with the backpack cover. Rare Earth in concert. John Ambrosic gets the Elvis Costello. Rare Earth was VG Plus, $19.99. C-Train, VG condition, $9.99. C-Train watch, VG, $9.99 for C-Train watch. Lightning Hopkins, Down Home Blues. Wow. VG Plus, $39.99. This is on Prestige. A blue Prestige label. VG Plus, $39.99. Lightning Hopkins, Down Home Blues. If I can get it back in its jacket. Might just take this inner sleeve out and keep it behind the jacket. Lay that right there. This is tight in here. Probably shouldn't be stored. Keep it behind the jacket anyway. Lightning Hopkins was VG Plus, $39.99. Let me do this right here. This is how I store my records anyway, just like that. Okay, next is The Other Side of Jimmy Smith. EX condition on this one, $17.99. The Other Side of Jimmy Smith, EX condition, $17.99. Goldwater for President, a political advertisement record. VG Plus, $14.99. Goldwater for President, VG Plus, $14.99. If we have any political record collectors. Def Leppard, Pyromania, VG condition, $32.99. And Marshall Crenshaw is VG Plus, $16.99. Gold stamp promo, a little bit of writing on the front cover, VG Plus, $16.99. Can I see Love Gun again? You sure can. I just now seen your comment, Eli. Love Gun is VG Plus, $54.99. No Gun does have the original inner sleeve. Not a bad jacket. And the vinyl's VG Plus, $54.99 on Kiss Love Gun. Herb Albert, What Now, My Love, VG Plus, $14.99. In shrink wrap, Herb Albert, VG Plus, $14.99. What Now, My Love. Neil Young, Landing on Water. Neil is a VG Plus, $14.99. Herb and Neil. And we have Wishbone Ash, Just Testing. I don't know if I've seen that one too much. EX condition, $17.99. Love Gun was $54.99. VG Plus, $54.99. Bob Marley and the Wailers Live, VG, $19.99. Eli says he'll take Kiss. That's sold to Eli Tomlinson. Bob Marley Live is VG, $19.99. Let me get some auctions started. Let me take a peek ahead in some of the bins. I know Paul sent us some pictures. I posted some of them. I think we got several auctionable items. They're just down in the bins. Let me see what I can find here. Ooh, Johnny the Fox in shrink wrap. This looks like an auctionable item. No condition notes. It does have a clip corner, but we have Johnny the Fox, Thin Lizzy. This is going to be $30 start. Great album. If you never had this one, I wish they would put most of Thin Lizzy's stuff back into print. Stuff meaning their discography of LP releases. Some of them you can. They constantly have. Jailbreak and a couple others, but a couple of these that, and this is a beautiful copy, original inner sleeve, John the Fox. It is in shrink wrap. It looks like it was a cutout at one point, but it is a super nice copy. That's Thin Lizzy, Johnny the Fox. That's going to be a $30 start. I know the other night we had some Thin Lizzy for in the bins, and there was multiple people reaching after them. Great stuff there. This bin here has some fantastic stuff in it. I'm trying to pull a couple to auction. We have the best of Nina Simone. Let's take a look at this. It's also going to be, let's see, it looks like it has the RCA original inner sleeve, orange RCA label, super clean vinyl, and it just a plain black jacket, which is going to show wear. But other than that, it looks super clean. That's also going to be a $30 start. So best of Nina Simone. Pretty good stuff right there. $30 start. All right, best of Nina Simone. Now, back up to the top, we sold Eli Love Gun. Romy Lou wants the Bob Marley Live. I was just about to say, I saw the trailer where they're making a movie about Bob Marley's life. So I think y'all know the movie effect on some of these albums. Ian wants Marshall Crenshaw. Let's sell Ian Marshall Crenshaw. And the Herb Albert Troy Robinson was called What Now My Love? What Now My Love? VG plus $14.99. Yes, Eli, that was an OG. Thin Lizzy's at 30 and Nina Simone's at 30. Bids on both of our auctions. How about some Destroyer? This is a 76 Santa Maria press. VG plus $39.99. VG plus $39.99. Kiss Destroyer. 76 Santa Maria. That's also OG Destroyer. VG plus condition. $39.99. Billy Idol is VG plus $17.99. This is Billy Idol, VG plus $17.99. And White Weddings on this one. This is a full album. I say that because Billy Idol slips in some EPs every now and then. They are part of that original sequence or whatever. 1, 2, 3, 4. Eli says he'll take This Kiss too, and Todd Tipton wants Billy Idol. So Thin Lizzy's at 30, and so is Nina Simone. These are going once, going twice. Johnny the Fox is an exceptionally nice copy, and the best of Nina Simone is also the Vinyl Super Clean, and that is a $30 start. $30 start on that. Smiley, or we have bids at both at 30. Smiley Smile, the Beach Boys, EX condition, $42.99 for Smiley Smile. Very clean vinyl at EX. It does have one of those braille strips on the front. EX condition, $42.99 for Smiley Smile. The Clash, Combat Rock. This is an OG Terre Haute press, $39.99. EX condition, Should I Stay or Should I Go? And Rock the Casbah. Combat Rock, OG. Very clean vinyl at EX, and it has the original inner sleeve. That is EX $39.99. Craig Ruth, you were second on Billy Idol. Is Beach Boys mono or stereo? This is stereo. And I will say, I don't know if 67, was this released in mono? It could have been 67, but this is a stereo press. This is EX $42.99. Jefferson Starship Gold is VG plus $14.99, and that has a bonus single with it as well, VG plus $14.99. I have 4 names down. John Young, you're one of them. Jared Benoit just asked for some, and Brenton Bagg. I don't know how many. We can make those endlessly, but kind of the promotion I did where I put the random free shipping and stickers, those were kind of already claimed, and I was going to make another batch. Probably announce it like on Wednesday and then actually have them made. This last time I sold a lot more than I realized, and it took us a long time to make them, as in we sold like almost 70 of them, and I was thinking we'd sell 15 or 20. So we had to, Ed spent almost a half of a day making them. I'm going to make some more, and then everybody that's kind of on a 45 mystery box waiting list, I'll do it again, and that way we can make them up, and when we're making them, we can put stickers and free shipping certificates and other things like that. So if you Benton Bragg, John Young, and then I know Jared Benoit just asked a moment ago, if anybody wants like on the 45 mystery box waiting list, I'll probably do another one this week, and we'll, because technically that was 2 weeks ago, so now it's been a week. Hopefully everybody's getting them in the mail. I've seen some people open them. That way we can make another 50 or something, and we can put another 5 or 10 prizes in the next 50. So that's what I'll do. Okay, next, make sure I didn't miss anything else. We had Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run, EX $17.99. Final call on Thin Lizzy, $30. A near mint copy in shrink wrap with the original inner sleeve. It does have a cut corner. I'm about to sell that, and I'm about to sell the best of Nina Simone for $30. Final call on both of those. We have Bruce Springsteen, VG Plus $14.99. E Street Shuffle, VG Plus $14.99, and Todd Rundgren's Utopia. That was EX $12.99. If you're just hopping on, we have our first bin of new check condition vintage arrivals. It's been a great crate so far. Some great stuff still left. Another side of Bob Dylan, VG Plus condition, $24.99 for another side of Bob Dylan. VG Plus $24.99 for Mr. Dylan here. Get him back in his sleeve. There we go. Here's a common problem when you're sliding a record back into the jacket. This little piece here. You got to be careful. This is how seam splits happen. You got to make sure you're slipping the record on the right side of that little thumbnail there. on part of the spine, or it's not going to go in there. If you start trying to jam it, you're going to split the seam. VG Plus $14.99. Steve Miller Band, The Joker. VG Plus $14.99 on Steve Miller Band, The Joker. And Blue Oyster Cult Tyranny and Mutation. That was EX condition for Blue Oyster Cult. Looks like it has the original inner sleeve. The custom BOC label there, $19.99. Okay, Jared, so let's put Jared down for 2 mystery boxes. I think they were $11.99. $11.99 for mystery boxes, right? $11.99 on that. Billy Idol's already sold, and Chris Youngblood wants Steve Miller Band. That's sold to Chris Youngblood. Hoodoo Gurus, Mars Needs Guitars, VG Plus $16.99. Hoodoo Gurus is $16.99. VG Plus Mars Needs Guitars, VG Plus $16.99. And Stephen Steele's 2 EX $17.99 for Stephen Steele's 2. Has the original sleeve, gatefold there, EX $17.99. Colin Butler wants the Hoodoo Gurus and put Patty down for a 45 mystery box. The Kinks Sleepwalker is EX $12.99. Colin said never mind. All right, let's go ahead and sell Thin Lizzy for $30. That is sold to Kelly Cook for $30, and Sarah Long gets the Nina Simone for $30. So 30 and 30 on those. Kelly Cook and Sarah Long. Joan Jett, I Love Rock and Roll, VG vinyl, and about a VG or VG minus cover, VG $12.99. VG $12.99. Billy Joel Turnstiles, EX $12.99. I have as many mystery boxes as you want. I guess I need to make up another batch of 50. As soon as I say that, we'll probably sell another 70 of them. So I guess you can go ahead and claim one now. We'll make a new batch of those for this week, and then we'll do, I'll make an official post where everybody can claim one. So like I said, it's no really, people sometimes ask, do we have any left? And it's pretty much, well, based on our 45 inventory, we can make as many as possible. It's 15 records. Yeah, Tanner says we can do a random CD box too. And oh my gosh, do we have a lot. We have, in the back, we have this whole area called Mount CD. And then we also have this thing called the Iceberg, which is about 190 crates of records that's been in the back of probably pretty good stuff that we've never been through in the last 3 years. 2 years, 3 years. It just keeps piling up. We call it the Iceberg. So next is, so we need to pull Joan Jett for Todd Tipton. Rich Shockley takes Billy Joel. So we have Joan Jett and Billy Joel. Put Vicky on the mystery box list. Craig was second on Joan Jett. Ben wants a mystery box. And we have Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. VG Plus $29.99. Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. VG Plus $29.99. Pink Floyd, The Final Cut. The Police, Regatta de Blanc. The Police is a VG copy for $12.99. The Police, VG $12.99. And After the Gold Rush, Neil Young, a VG copy, $14.99. After the Gold Rush, Neil Young, VG $14.99. Todd Tipton on Pink Floyd. That's sold to Todd Tipton. And Kiss Dynasty, VG $29.99, 1979. It says 7956 Pittman Press. Dynasty is VG $29.99. Does have the original Dynasty inner sleeve. VG condition, $29.99. Eli, he's bought all 3 Kiss albums so far. Eli, that's so do you. Eli, do you need Dress to Kill? Because I had a bin the other night that had a copy of Dress to Kill in shrink wrap, and I'm surprised no one has bought it yet. Really surprised, actually. So, the other night, 2 or 3 people were looking for this Led Zeppelin record, and this is a super nice copy. It's a $40 start of Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor. Really nice copy. The inner sleeve has not been dampened. You can put water on this and it changes color. So one thing to check. The vinyl is a Stone Cold Near Mint Minus. Super nice cover. Variant R or B? Variant B. I was about to say, I don't think it went up to R. Variant B. And a really nice brown paper bag. I'm going to call this a top copy OG Led Zeppelin In Through the Outdoor. And that is a $40 start. $79. Brown paper bag, inner sleeve, the works. $40 start on that. Let's see. No poster on Kiss Koi. John Smetzer, you were third. Dave was fourth. And Philip says he'll take three shoe. I almost said three shoe boxes. Shoemaker. Philip will take 3 mystery boxes. Led Zeppelin 40, Led Zeppelin 40. Okay. Speaking of Pink Floyd, I guess. EX 49.99. This is OG Animals. OG Animals. EX 49.99. Seth, if you're going to cough, you can please leave the room, okay? If you're going to cough, Seth, leave the room. Eli on Pink Floyd. Led Zeppelin 42. Whitney Houston. I've never seen this one. How Will I Know? VG Plus, $9.99. This is a gold stamp promo. Does have some writing back here. Whitney Houston, VG Plus. Of course, that's a 12-inch single promo copy. VG Plus, $9.99. Head East, getting lucky. Head East is EX, $12.99. Todd needs to put back Todd needs to put back to Joan Jett, so give that to Craig Ruth. Craig, I hope you know, and I hope you're listening. You end up getting the Joan Jett if that's okay. Donnie, Troy, who was first here? PF, that was Animals. Led Zeppelin. Troy Robinson got Whitney Houston. Donnie Moore was second. Led Zeppelin 45, now 50. And Iron Butterfly, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. VG, $9.99. That's In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida. The Legend, The Best of Bob Marley. VG Plus, $24.99 for Bob. Bob Marley, VG Plus, $24.99. That looked like a really good movie they're going to do next year. Or I guess those movies are already filmed, and by editing promotions, and they release them about a year later. Wow, where did all these records come from? We have a UK pressing of Black Sabbath Volume 4 in shrink wrap. That looks interesting. Let me go ahead and set that aside. Holy moly, take a look at this. Holy, they must have found another. You got to think, when we went to Wisconsin and bought 40,000 albums, that's a lot. Or 10,000. How many did we buy? I'm getting my numbers mixed up. 10,000 is a lot too. 40,000. I'm thinking about another collection. Yeah, 10,000 or 20,000, however many. It was a lot. It was a lot. I think I'm thinking about the stuff we bought in Rock Island. We did buy 40,000 one time in Rock Island. It took us, I think after about 5 days of moving from English John, we gave up and just like, we went back and 2 months later and finally moved the rest. He didn't mind either. Okay. This is quite spectacular. Let's take a look at it. It looks like it's Queen Jazz. It looks like it has the nudity poster. Looks like we have some near mint vinyl, original inner sleeve, poster, shrink wrap, and hop sticker. $45 start. This is Queen Jazz, near mint OG, inner sleeve, poster, shrink wrap. I've looked at the vinyl, no condition notes. Bicycle Race and Fat Bottom Girls. I'll show that a little bit closer in just a second, but that is a $45 start. I wanted to go ahead and bring that out. That was incredible. What I was trying to say, though, is when you buy a collection that large, it takes us months to go through them. It was, 3 months ago was Wisconsin purchase, so we're still putting out new stuff. That's a lot of records. Most of the iceberg in the back is from that collection of 30,000 or 40,000, however many that was in Rock Island. Still going through them. Okay, Led Zeppelin, 60, 60, 62. Matt Biggs is at 70 on Led Zeppelin. Queen 40, Queen 47, Queen 45. All right, now let's go back through this crate. This is our first bin of new vintage arrivals. Everything is check condition. There's still a lot of stuff in here in the category of I can't believe this didn't sell. We're going to go through them one more time very quickly. Jay Giles Nightmares. This is EX 1799. Jay Giles EX 1799. Bob Marley Exodus. Bob Marley Exodus is VG 1999. Bob Marley Exodus VG copy 1999. Dr. Hook Sloppy Seconds VG plus $14.99. Donnie Moore wants Jay Giles. That's sold to Donnie Moore. High bid on Led Zeppelin, 70. So quick update on Led Zeppelin. This is OG 1979 In Through the Outdoor, a top copy. Even the brown paper bag is nice. Nice cover, inner sleeve, has not been dampened. Cover variant B. High bid on that is with Matt Biggs at $70. Final call. And now Queen is near mint, OG, shrink wrap, hop sticker, Kmart price tag, shrink wrap, poster, all the great stuff. Great album. $55 with Calvin Ward. Rare Earth in concert, VG Plus $19.99. C-Train was VG, $9.99. Here's one of the first. I cannot believe this didn't sell. Lightning Hopkins, Down Home Blues, VG Plus $39.99. Somebody needs to grab it now. Jimmy Smith, the other side of Jimmy Smith, EX $17.99. Goldwater for President, VG Plus on the vinyl $14.99. Def Leppard, Pyromania, $32.99. VG condition, Def Leppard Pyromania. Neil Young, Landing on Water, VG Plus $14.99. Wishbone Ash, Just Testing, that's EX condition, $17.99. Herb Albert, What Now My Love, VG Plus $14.99. The Clash, Combat Rock, this is an OG Terre Haute EX condition, $39.99. Smiley Smile by the Beach Boys, EX $42.99. Donnie Moore on HA, which is Herb Albert. Troy was second. Jefferson Starship, VG Plus $14.99. That also has the bonus single with it. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Love, EX condition, $17.99. And the E Street Shuffle is what I call that one. VG Plus $14.99. Todd Rundgren's Utopia Live, EX condition, $12.99. Another side of Bob Dylan, VG Plus $24.99. BOC still available. Tyranny and Mutation, EX $19.99. All right. As soon as I finish this crate, these auctions are being ended. Led Zeppelin's at 70 and Kmart's at 55. Final call, 70 and 55. Stephen Stills 2, EX $17.99. The Kinks Sleepwalker was EX $12.99. Hoota Gurus, VG Plus $16.99. The Police, Regatta de Blanc is still available. Message in a Bottle, VG copy, $12.99. After the Gold Rush, VG $14.99. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. Head East, Getting Lucky. This is EX, $12.99. Donnie Moore on the Kinks. Donnie Moore gets the Kinks, Sleepwalker. Iron Butterfly in Agata de Vita, VG, $9.99. Todd Tipton takes the Police, Regatta de Blanc, and Bob Marley, Legend, the best of Bob Marley, VG Plus, $24.99. All right, Led Zeppelin is sold to Matt Biggs for $70. Calvin Ward gets the super duper nice copy of Queen. I wouldn't have been surprised if that would have brought twice that much, because I've sold some nice top copies for that before. The poster was in that one. The inner sleeve. It had shrink wrap and it had a hop sticker. And it was a gatefold. And it was Queen. All right, let me go through this crate here. This looks like I've got some nice, I got Led Zeppelin and shrink wrap with hop sticker. Holy moly. What is this? Kingdom Come? Should we auction Kingdom Come? We don't get their stuff too often. We have some Beatles on red vinyl. Wow. Whoa. I may do some shopping out of here. I'm getting myself excited. I just seen back-to-back Pink Floyd and Led Zeppelin albums in shrink wrap and hop sticker. That is... And then Alice Cooper in shrink wrap, an early album. Whew. And some more political records that I don't think I have. I know I have this one. I don't know if I have this one. Kennedy in Germany. Let me pull that out. Okay, sorry. There is a lot more in here, but that was some fantastic stuff in there. Okay, Craig Johnson on BOC. Those were live. That was my reaction to that crate live. BOC, what did I do with it? Craig Johnson gets BOC. Some of these I'm got to take close looks at. I mean, these should be like, this should be in the, this should be like in the Hall of Fame. By the way, I'm only seeing YouTube comments right now. It says 1 of 1, Tanner. No Facebook comments right now. That's not good. Let's see here. What do we got next? Do you have your Facebook feed pulled up? Make sure I'm not missing anything. Craig, let's see. Yeah, right here is where it stopped. Craig Johnson, BOC. Let's see. Pink Floyd, Our Political Records. Let's see. Okay. It's coming back on now. It's connected now. 2 of 2. Sometimes it kicks me off Facebook for a while and I can't see comments. Those comments that I were reading off, I could not see those unless I looked over here actually on the Facebook app. The Facebook app. So, all right. Okay, next, before I show you those auctions, let me go ahead and get started in the bin. First, we have Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. This is 1999. The hop sticker says, royalties paid to the Southern Christian Leadership Conference. Dr. Martin Luther King in the struggle for freedom and human dignity. 1999, Dr. Martin Luther King. That's an original MLK spoken word record. Next is Jacqueline Onassis Kennedy. Jacqueline Kennedy, 1999. Then it was just known as Jacqueline Kennedy. This is 1964. So, interesting. Another spoken word record. Jacqueline Kennedy, 1999. So MLK, Jacqueline Kennedy. Elvis, He Walks Beside Me, $9.99. Favorite songs of faith and inspiration. Elvis Presley, $9.99. New Wave, Dizzy Gillespie. Dizzy Gillespie is 1999. And Casey and the Sunshine Band. Never seen that one before. 1999. Casey and the Sunshine Band. Looks like a Queen of Hearts. 1999. Never didn't even know that existed. Frank Sinatra, Songs for Swingin' Lovers. $14.99 for Sinatra. And Laughter, Sweet and Profane. Pat Bertram and Bob Crane. That's $14.99. Mr. Haney and Colonel Hogan. VG Plus $14.99. Donnie Moore first on the KC and the Sunshine Band. If I would have took another look, I would have pulled that one out. That's so to Donnie Moore. Calvin Ward was second. All right, I've all of a sudden got a whole stack of incredible auctions over here, including Song Remains the Same and shrink wrap and hop sticker. Pink Floyd, The Wall with shrink wrap and hop stickers. Kingdom Come. I think I left Alice Cooper in the bin, Jared, because it wasn't an original cover, but I think, or did I pull that one out? I meant to pull that one out. Well, when I get to it, I'll pull it. I didn't pull that one out for some reason. I got too excited looking through the bins. Let's do this Kingdom Come and Black Sabbath albums. They're both going to be $45 starts. First is Technical Ecstasy. Technical Ecstasy, Black Sabbath. German pressing. On Vertigo. Beautiful vinyl. Near Mint Minus, Black Sabbath, Technical Ecstasy. This is a $45 start. Even a crisp, nice, probably the original inner sleeve for that one. Glossy cover. It says high quality pressing made in Germany back here on the back. $45 start for Technical Ecstasy. And we have that as a 1976 OG German pressing. OG German pressing, $45. That is top. Kingdom Come, In Your Face. Kingdom Come, In Your Face. Also looks like we have the original inner sleeve. $45 start for Kingdom Come. Red Polydor label. Near mint copy, original inner sleeve. That's also a $45 start. Kingdom Come and Black Sabbath up for auction. All right. Let's see here. More of Hal Holbrook, Mark Twain Tonight, $14.99. $14.99. John Hartford, excuse me. John Hartford Looks at Life. John Hartford is $19.99 on RCA. Very clean copy. John Hartford Looks at Life, $19.99. Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. This is a 1978 German pressing. Beautiful, near mint shrink wrap, $64.99. Same kind of pressing, Vertigo as this one. In shrink wrap, Never Say Die, $64.99 on that one. Should grab it. There's Alice Cooper. I'll run it for auction later. I meant to pull that one. I was going to pull this one too, but I was pulling so many. Joe Gabriel gets this one. Tanner, it was $64.99 for Never Say Die. Another near mint German pressing in shrink wrap. Alice Cooper, Killer. $29.99. This is in shrink wrap. We'll leave that one in there. Alice Cooper Killer, $29.99. So there was two Alice Coopers. I guess I really looked over this one. Killer's in shrink wrap, $29.99. That is a super nice copy. Alice Cooper Killer. And three, I guess I looked over three of them. Welcome to My Nightmare as well, in shrink wrap, $29.99. We're in a bin of just near mint, shrink wrap, fantastic stuff here. Let me peek through this next crate. Where did they find all these? I see Bob Marley in the next crate, Jimi Hendrix, Helix, Otis Redding, Blue Oyster Cult. It would take you weeks to just flip through everything in the back, much less really figure out what's all here. So, okay. First, I need to update. Eli wanted to put back the Animals album. So, Animals is still available. I'm putting this back in the check condition bin. It was EX $49.99, Pink Floyd Animals. So, that's still available. 77 press. Next was Black Sabbath at 45 with Bob Riger. Brian C. bid 45. Eddie bid 45 on Kingdom Come. Nick bid 55. Dave Plunkett put HRT for Hartford. Dave Plunkett wanted the John Hartford. Then we had a $46 bid on Black Sabbath. Then Joe Gabriel bought the other Black Sabbath out of the bin. And then Jared Benoit commented AC. So did Joe Gabriel, and so did Calvin. And I had not only one Alice Cooper, but I had three all in a row. I guess I flipped by them when I was doing a quick flip. So, Jared, you've got dibs on Killer and Welcome to My Nightmare. You can pick either one, or you can take both. Both near mint and shrink wrap. Then, Joe, you've got next dibs. And then Calvin has next dibs. So, whatever one y'all want, that's between whatever y'all claim. It's up to y'all. Bob's out on Black Sabbath. Brian C. bid 47 on Black Sabbath. Calvin's at 57 on Kingdom Come. And we have Jared Benoit wanted Alice Cooper Killer. Super nice copy. That probably should have hit the auction block too, along with this one and that one. Those are both near mint. So that means Welcome to My Nightmare is Joe Gabriel's or it's Calvin Ward's. So y'all can just let me know which one you want, and then we'll figure that out. Let me see if there's another one coming up. It doesn't look like it. Looks like it's the Stray Cats. Blast Off, $24.99. Stray Cats is from 1989. It has some cover damage. It looks like it's been, it's wrinkled. It's got like a bow in it. The vinyl's fine, near mint minus, very clean. That's $24.99. I've never seen that one, probably because it's from 1989. Stray Cats, Blast Off, $24.99. Hank Crawford, After Hours. Hank Crawford is in shrink wrap on Atlantic Records. Green and blue label, $14.99 on Hank Crawford. $14.99. So Joe passed on this, so that means Alice Cooper, Calvin Ward says he'll take it. All right, he had dibs on that. Pink Floyd Animals is still available, Kelly. Yes, $49.99 EX condition. It was put back. Okay, now before I get too heavy in the crate, let me just see where we're at on our auctions. We had 47 on Black Sabbath, 57 on Kingdom Come, then 62, then 65, 48 on Black Sabbath, 67 on Kingdom Come, 50 on Black Sabbath, and 70 on Kingdom Come. So there's where we're at on those. Kelly's going to take the Pink Floyd Animals, and let's continue with the crate. First, we have the original Ghostbusters soundtrack, $24.99. Ghostbusters, $24.99, original soundtrack album. A U.S. pressing. Al Stewart, Russians and Americans. Al Stewart is $14.99. And Janis Joplin, Pearl. One that doesn't actually have ringware on the cover, $34.99. Super clean vinyl, $34.99 on that. Sarah Long on Ghostbusters, that's sold to Sarah Long. Kingdom Comes now at $72, and Black Sabbath is at $50. Janis Joplin, Farewell Song, $34.99. This is one of those albums that was just reissued by Music on Vinyl. This is an OG, original inner sleeve. Janis, back-to-back Janis there, $34.99. And the Judds Heartland, $24.99. I'm going to show these all at once. The Judds Heartland, the Judds Rockin' with the Rhythm, $24.99. The Judds, this is a self-titled EP, $24.99. Is there another one? I think there is. Why Not Me? Yes, 4 Judds albums, all different, $24.99. Near mint, the Judds. There's 4 of them there. Make that 5. River of Time. The Judds is $24.99. There's 5 different Judds albums there. River of Time, Why Not Me, the self-titled EP, Rockin' with the Rhythm, and Heartland. Those are all available. Katrina and the Waves, $24.99. This has their hit song, Walking on Sunshine, $24.99 on Katrina and the Waves. Eric Clapton, Slow Hand, a white label promo, $64.99. Whoa. White label promo from, I can tell you, that's called Wisconsin Quality. It's mint. I bet that's where that's from, 64. Or that other collection Paul picked up in Sandusky, Ohio. I don't mention that too often because I wasn't a part of buying that deal. Paul went and handled all that. But a lot of these records may be from that Sandusky, Ohio collection, which was just as incredible as Wisconsin. It wasn't as many albums, but there was some great stuff like that. Next is Mother Mania, the best of the Mothers of Invention from 1969, $44.99. Blue Verve label, super, super nice. Okay, so Black Sabbath, that was the last bid I seen was $50 of Brian C. Going once, going twice. This is a near mint, 1976 German pressing, 76 German pressing on this 76 Vertigo label. Shane Devers bid 51. I'm just now seeing that. Shane bid 51 on Black Sabbath. So Brian C., just so you know, you're out. Shane bid 51. He did earlier, and he just bid it again. So Shane's at 51. That is near mint. And Kingdom Come, we just got a new bid on that of $75 with John Leal, now $76 with Calvin Ward. So Calvin has the high bid on that at $76. John Leal wants the Eric Clapton white label promo. So 2 great auctions. Kingdom Come in your face. This is original inner sleeve, near mint, and Black Sabbath also. Continuing, we have Johnny Rivers, A Touch of Gold, $9.99 for Johnny Rivers. Music from the original soundtrack, Maya. That is $19.99. What an awesome cover. $19.99. That's on MGM. $19.99. Black Sabbath 55. Kingdom Come, 77. Queen, Flash Gordon, the Flash Gordon soundtrack by Queen. Super nice vinyl with the original inner sleeve, which is really cool. $39.99 for soundtrack to Flash Gordon. That's part of Queen's discography. $24.99 for Helix. This one's Wild in the Streets. Don't think we've had that one in a while. John Leal gets Flash Gordon. That's sold to John Leal, and Helix is $24.99. I'm going to take a drink of my highly caffeinated beverage. Our next 2 auctions are going to be Pink Floyd and Shrink Wrap with Hype Sticker, and Led Zeppelin and Shrink Wrap with Hype Sticker. And I don't care if anybody bids on them. I know you will, but if they don't get bids, I will gladly just set them aside and continue just to stare at them. John Leal got Flash Gordon. Alan Jonathan first on Helix. Bob Riger was second. The Rolling Stones, $34.99. This is December's Children. Blue London stereo label, $34.99. Also has some, I've seen this before, people cataloged their records. $34.99 on the Rolling Stones. The History of the Guess Who. The Guess Who is $19.99. The History of the Guess Who. And Sade, Turn My Back on You plus Keep Looking. That's $19.99. 12-inch single from Sade in the original holder and that Hype Sticker with it. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volumes 1 and 2, $64.99. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Volumes 1 and 2, $64.99. Near Mint 2LP Gatefold, and Duke Genesis, $19.99. Duke Genesis, also super clean, nice Gatefold, $19.99. All right, it's time. The bids have all of a sudden come to a stop. So let's do some final calls or some reminders. People may not know they're outbid. Shane Devers is the high bid on Black Sabbath at $55. Calvin Ward is the high bidder on Kingdom Come at $80. And John Leal says he's out on Kingdom Come. So $80 on Kingdom Come, going once, going twice. And Black Sabbath is at $55. Final call on those. John Joseph Wilson. JJ said he'll take the Iron Butterfly and the Pyromania from the last bins. They're right here. Inagata Davida and Def Leppard Pyromania. These are both sold to J.J. Wilson. John Smetzer is first to Genesis. This does have great sound. Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and 2. All of the hits on a 2 LP package, $64.99. Blondie, Auto American, $39.99 for Blondie. Auto American, super nice copy. Has a clip corner down here, FYI. But Blondie is $39.99. Ricky Skaggs, Waiting for the Sun to Shine. That was $14.99 for Ricky Skaggs. Also, Highways and Heartaches, $14.99. And Ricky Skaggs, Love's Gonna Get You. 3 Ricky Skaggs, $14.99. And Rita Coolidge, Greatest Hits. Rita Coolidge, Greatest Hits, $9.99. All right. I'm about to end some auctions. I'm also going to do a very quick recap of this bin. Final call. If you're interested on anything in here, that was a great crate. Sarah Long is going to get the Rita Coolidge that we just showed. Okay, so Black Sabbath, 5, 4, 3, 2, and Shane Devers gets Black Sabbath for 55. Just a tad under what I thought that would bring, and I figured we'd have a lot of activity on Kingdom Come. That sold to Calvin Ward for 80. All right, so Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., 1999, In the Struggle for Freedom and Human Dignity. That's an original spoken word record. Jacqueline Kennedy, another original spoken word record, 1999. Elvis, He Walks Beside Me, one of his gospel albums, $9.99. New Wave, Dizzy Gillespie, $19.99 for New Wave. And Frank Sinatra, Songs for Swingin' Lovers, $14.99. Okay, as promised, let me show these next two. What a great way to show these at the same time, Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. Now, I'm probably going to highly regret this. I'm a Led Zeppelin fan and a Led Zeppelin collector, and I will say, I don't think I've seen too many copies of Song Remains the Same in shrink wrap with a hop sticker. And we've had some nice copies. We had a nice German copy the other night, and I will say the shrink is a little loose. It's loose up at the top. As you've seen here, it's got a fold over. So I'm going to call this loose shrink wrap. Sometimes that's good and bad. It does have a hop sticker. I don't know if I've seen that too many times. I've had, as y'all have seen, hundreds of copies of this. Never seen one. I may have had one in shrink wrap and just don't really remember it. But especially being a gatefold. And of course, as you can take a peek in there, you can see it has the book, which someone never really looked at because they never did take the shrink wrap off. Has the original black inner sleeves, and the vinyl is super clean. That is Near Mint Minus, Led Zeppelin, Song Remains the Same. 76 OG, shrink wrap, hop sticker, $65 start. Please don't bid. And Pink Floyd, The Wall. Take a look at this one. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Shrink wrap. This don't really have a hop sticker. It came with this. The Wall sticker. Pink Floyd, The Wall. Because otherwise it was just a plain, standard, white brick wall. Super nice. $65 start. Please don't bid. Please don't bid. $65 start. Looks like this shrink wrap is very tight. Looks like there's a couple tears right here. There's one little tear right here on the back and right here as well. If this doesn't bring more than 100, I'm going to be severely disappointed. That is super nice. Okay. We have 2 claims out of here. James Raynard wants the MLK, and Rami Lou gets the Frank Sinatra. Those that were both claimed on that one. We have, this was the Pat Bertram and Bob Crane comedy album, $14.99. $14.99. These were probably both bought originally from the guy in Wisconsin. I'd say so. Very close price tags. You're right, Carol. A lot of these, if you've bought a lot of shrink wrap, and hop sticker records from me, from that collection, that's what they look like. So probably you'll be able to match a lot of those up. He probably bought those at the same store or close to it. Hal Holbrook, $14.99. Stray Cats was $24.99. That's the one I'd never had before. There is some odd damage to the cover. If you look at it from the front and back, you can't tell, but it's kind of wavy. $24.99. Hank Crawford, After Hours, $14.99. Al Stewart, Russians and Americans. Janis Joplin, Pearl. Janis Joplin, Farewell Song. The Judds, and the Judds. Katrina and the Waves is still available. Also, the best of the Mothers of Invention. Johnny Rivers, Maya, Rolling Stones, History of the Guess Who, Sade, Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, Blondie Auto-American, Ricky Skaggs. To say that 3 times fast, you start saying Zags like I did. Great records there. We have plenty more to move on to. Also have a stack of other stuff, including another shrink wrap and hop sticker Black Sabbath and Led Zeppelin album. And Seth has brought us over our Japanese. We almost went a whole week without Japanese LPs, but we do have some to auction tonight. Let me take a look. I've got another bin of near mint greatness. Let's do a bin of check condition because I also see some great titles in here. Whoa, this looks like stuff from, man, I don't think I have that Stevie, but I'm not for sure. I think they got into some Wayne stuff. It's not labeled. Like I said, we had to do some crate condensing, and I think they've got into some Wayne stuff. I can tell you about a couple of these titles. Man. Yeah, and he had, I forgot where most of these Bob Marley records came from, but this is a fantastic bin of check condition stuff. All right. Let's see. We have Led Zeppelin. Let's go back up to the top here. Led Zeppelin is, make sure I didn't miss any claims either. So I was looking for $65 starts on both. Led Zeppelin 65, Led Zeppelin 80. Pink Floyd 65, Led Zeppelin 85. Led Zeppelin 90, Pink Floyd 70, Pink Floyd 75. Led Zeppelin 95, Pink Floyd 80. Led Zeppelin 100, Pink Floyd out. Elvis is still available. None of those are the best of the Judds. No, they're all the studio releases. Led Zeppelin 105. We auctioned off a copy of In Through the Outdoor, Patty. Yes, it was a perfect mint OG copy. And we're good. And if anybody new, if you're a new customer and you bought something last week, after you pay for your order, it will be 3 to 5 to, hopefully not, but sometimes about a week after you pay before it ships. So give it 3 to 5. The sooner you pay, the better it's going to get in queue to get shipped out. But we had a lot of orders this past week. We got called up, most part. I think that's what all the pictures in the mail I posted. And then this week, we just sent out hundreds of invoices. So it starts all over again. This is when Doug wants to throw stuff at me. So yes, we just got everything out. And then we just sent out a whole new slew of invoices. Okay, before I get into this crate, I'm going to show a few things and I'll get you updated on our auctions. First, we have Bob Marley, The Wailers. This is a VG copy, $19.99. Includes the original version of I Shot the Sheriff, VG, $19.99. Kenny got the Elvis. Okay, so, all right, Led Zeppelin. Let me do a final call on this. This is 1976, In Through the Outdoor, shrink wrap, hop sticker. Very nice. Like I said, the shrink is slightly loose on it. Very, very nice, though. Don't see too many with this, and overall a perfect package. Shane Devers is at 105. Shane Devers is at 105. Then we had Pink Floyd The Wall, OG, shrink wrap with this sticker on. Actually, that's not a sticker. That's underneath the shrink wrap. It's like a loose card. And that's what they put underneath the shrink wrap. It's just like a loose card. I've seen some sideways. I've seen some completely horizontal. I've seen some perfectly centered. But it's just like I think if that's what that is, like the other ones I've seen, it's just a loose card in there. In shrink wrap, the shrink's very nice. It does have a couple tears right here. And it has, of course, the original inner sleeves, which are perfect and crisp. And the vinyl is near mint minus. That is really nice. Now, the high bid on that was $80 with Shane Devers. $80 on that. He was also at 105 on Led Zeppelin. Next is Freddie Milford on Bob Marley. That's sold to Freddie Milford. So Aram Lazelle's at 85 on Pink Floyd. Led Zeppelin's at 105, going once, going twice. Montrose, VG 999. If you're just hopping on, you're in luck because we got great auctions and we're starting a bin of new check condition, never shown before. That is sold to John Smetzer, Montrose. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill. VG Plus, $39.99, the ABC Blocks label, which, trust me, I've looked at a lot of these. That's one of the harder label variants to find, the ABC Blocks label. VG Plus, $39.99. Pink Floyd is now at 100 of Aram Lazelle. Queen, A Night at the Opera. VG Plus, $24.99. Queen, A Night at the Opera. VG Plus, $24.99. Jimmy Cliff, The Harder They Come. Jimmy Cliff is VG, $14.99. The Harder They Come. And The Best of ZZ Top, VG Plus, $24.99. The Best of ZZ Top, VG Plus, $24.99. Dylan Weishaupt, I've got you down for Jimmy Cliff. Bob Dylan, Shot of Love. Bob Dylan's VG Plus, $24.99. Brian, you were second on Jimmy Cliff. Got Bob Dylan, The Best of ZZ Top. Queen and Steely Dan, all still left in the crate. Bob Dylan, Infidels. That's a VG copy, $14.99. So no other bids on Led Zeppelin. It's at 105. I figured that one would bring at least 100, if not more. We're at 105. Song remains the same. Final Call with Shane Devers. They're still bidding on Pink Floyd. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. A VG copy, $19.99. VG copy, $19.99. Black Sabbath, Heaven and Hell. Super nice. Pretenders 2, VG Plus, $14.99. The Pretenders 2, VG Plus condition, $14.99. John Smetzer, first to Black Sabbath, then Shane, then James Cohorn. We have James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud, VG Plus, $34.99. Not only do I not see these too much, I usually don't see any that's even we can put out for sale. This is not bad for a James Brown record. Actually, that looks very nice for a VG Plus. It's original press, Blue King label with a flip-open cover. VG Plus, $34.99. James Brown, Say It Loud, I'm Black and I'm Proud. VG Plus, $34.99. Another Steely Dan, Gaucho, EX condition, $32.99. EX, $32.99. So Black Sabbath was John, Shane, James, and Chris. Also Mark and Paul T. I figured that one would be popular at that price. Laura Youngblood wants to know the price on Queen. VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus condition, and that is the original label for that one. About a VG cover, $24.99. Freddie Milford first on James Brown. Pink Floyd's at $135. I can now say, I've drawn it out all I can. Final Call on Song Remains the Same, $105. I'm about to sell it. Steely Dan, The Royal Scam. 3 Steely Dans in here. This is The Royal Scam, VG condition, $14.99. Laura is going to take the Queen album. That was A Night at the Opera with Bohemian Rhapsody. I'm sure we've all heard that at some point or another. Elton John, The Friends soundtrack, VG condition, $9.99. The Revolt of Emily Young, VG Plus, $24.99. The Revolt of Emily Young. Bohemian Rhapsody is one of those songs like Stairway to Heaven, like myself, and I haven't been around as much as y'all have. I'm saying if most of y'all are older than 27. We've heard that so much that we don't sometimes appreciate how great it is, just like Stairway to Heaven. Sometimes I even skip Led Zeppelin, Stairway to Heaven, if it comes on in my vehicle or here at the store. Just heard it so many times, but then we don't realize how great that really is. Led Zeppelin sold for $105 to Shane Devers. They're still battling out over Pink Floyd. It's like you hear Bohemian Rhapsody and you're like, I know what this is. I've heard it 10,000 times. But then you're like, whoa, let me listen to it like I've never heard it before. Right, Tanner? Yep. Go on YouTube and you can watch people listen to those songs for the first time. If you go watch those people watch it for the first time, it'll make you appreciate it. That's what I do a lot. I was like, all right, I'm gonna go watch somebody's reaction to listening to Bohemian Rhapsody for the first time, and they're like, what in the world? Especially when it starts doing all the Mamma Mia stuff, and then it kicks back in for the finale. Then you're like, okay, this is a great song. I can't argue now. How about some sealed Led Zeppelin? Sealed Led Zeppelin 4. This is not a cutout either. It's got shrink wrap and it's got 5 stickers on it. 6. Hold on a second. It has contained Stairway to Heaven. It has 2 price tags, including Peach's price tag, Super Savers, and it has the track listing sticker on the back. Now, this is not OG. SD 19129 would make it at least 1977. So this is a part of that. Around the time Led Zeppelin launched Swan Song, Atlantic reissued all their records in a new catalog series about that same time. Whenever they put out their own label, Swan Song. And so that's when you see the series that starts SD 19, and Led Zeppelin 4 was 19129. So this is sealed. It's a beautiful sealed album too. Very crisp, no cutouts, no tears in the shrink. Has the track listing and information on the back. Mostly because they released this album without a title. They released it without a title, and most of the OG copies didn't even have this. It was just sitting in the bins like this, so you didn't really know what it was. $95 start. Sealed Led Zeppelin 4. Stairway to Heaven hype sticker and track listing sticker on the back, sealed. And that would be somewhere around 77, I would guess. Maybe 78. Somewhere right in there. $95 start on that. Okay, now let me go back up to the top. Queen. I took care of Queen and talked about them for a few minutes. Rest in peace, Freddie Mercury. Pink Floyd's at 145. Pink Floyd's at 50. Good save, Chad. Yeah, I was trying not to call anybody old there, but I listen to the same music y'all do. But y'all have been listening to it probably for a lot longer than me. All right, so we have Ringo Starr, Sentimental Journey. This is a VG copy, $12.99. Y'all are more fortunate than I have. Y'all are much more fortunate. You've got to experience it when it was out. VG Ringo Starr, $12.99. Genesis EX, $17.99. Now, there's a lot of people watching that are close to my age, in the same boat as me. A lot of this is relatively new to them. Genesis is EX, $17.99. Genesis is EX, $17.99. And Toto 4, VG Plus, $14.99. Toto 4, VG Plus, $14.99. Let's see here. So update on Pink Floyd. Arm Lazelle was at 145. Shane was at 150. Arm Lazelle says he's out. So this is now going once, going twice. This is Pink Floyd The Wall, 79 in shrink wrap with this original card, kind of like a hop sticker under the shrink wrap. It's perfect. It has a slight tear in the shrink wrap here. It's a super nice copy. And Pink Floyd is at 150 with Shane Devers, going once, going twice. Led Zeppelin has a bid for 95. And Brian Ligon on Toto. Brian Ligon got Toto. And Calvin Ward is at 100 on Led Zeppelin. Pink Floyd is in shrink wrap, and it looks like it's sealed because it's such a perfect copy, but it's not sealed. High bid is with Shane Devers at 150. Shrink wrap. Somebody just opened it there with a razor blade, box cutter, and it's perfect. Perfectly preserved. Led Zeppelin's at 100 with Calvin Ward. Genesis is EX 1799. Genesis EX 1799. Darren Davis said he bought this when it originally came out. See, that would have been awesome. There's some great albums coming out now while I'm alive, and I'm like, okay, now 40 years from now we'll be like, I remember when we had that on the bins, in the bins when it came out. Laura, let me know if you want this, because if you pass, it's sold to Fred Carnell. And then Stephen Chesney wants Royal Scam. So that's either going to be Laura's or Fred. Stephen Chesney's going to get the Royal Scam. And we have James Raynard is third on Genesis. The Time Ice Cream Castle, VG Plus, $9.99. The Time Ice Cream Castle, VG Plus, $9.99. And Bob Marley and the Wailers, Kaya, VG Plus. Let me change my mic out. VG Plus, $29.99. If you can hear me, I'm changing my mic. Okay, sorry, I'm sure the battery was going dead. We're wireless, Bluetooth on our mics, so We need to put a mic on Seth one night, don't we? We need to put a mic on Seth one night and see what happens. That way y'all can talk to him. He can watch the comments and y'all can ask him difficult questions about music history and we'll see how many he gets right. Like name all 4 Beatles. Genesis, Laura Youngblood. She says, I want Genesis. So Laura gets the Genesis. All right, let me make sure I didn't miss any comments in there. So James Rayner was 3rd on Genesis. Led Zeppelin's at 105. David, George Harrison. Not only did I not have a copy, but it's back ordered. I've back ordered them whenever they come in. I don't know when they do come in. I'll make sure you still want one. It could be this week. It could be 6 months from now. But they're not available. So no George Harrisons. Donnie Moore gets the time. Ian gets Ringo Starr. Oh, Ringo Starr to Ian. Brian Ligon gets Bob Marley. Paul Gill, you were 2nd on the time. Freddie, you were 3rd or 2nd on Bob Marley. Led Zeppelin's at 115. Pink Floyd's a U.S. press. It's a 1979 U.S. press, perfect in shrink wrap with the sticker, original inner sleeves. Super nice. Super nice. And Brian C., you were 4th on the time. So Mark Fallon, if you want to bid on Pink Floyd, you can place a bid. If not, I'm going to sell it to John Smetzer. So it's just between you and John Smetzer right now. You've got to bid more than $150. The sealed Led Zeppelin, the sealed Led Zeppelin's at $115. Sesame Street, original cast record, VG condition, $14.99. This has turned out to be a great bin of new check condition stuff. Wow, James Taylor with Hop Sticker. One Man Dog, VG plus $14.99. Not John Smetzer. Shane Devers. Sorry, John Smetzer. James Taylor, One Man Dog with Hop Sticker in shrink wrap. The vinyl's VG plus. Put a nice LP in there, match it up with the right numbers, and that's going to be a nice copy. That is the original LP. That's sold to Calvin Ward. James, never seen one of those with a Hop Sticker. I love the Wisconsin collection. I would drive through the tundras of Canada for another collection like that. On foot with snow dogs. What's that's called? Whatever that's called. Iditarod. I would go through the Iditarod with a pack of wolf dogs to buy another collection like Wisconsin's again. The good thing is he's got more records, but he did kind of I think he sorted them. But I was like, man, the other stuff you've got, let me look at it, because I know he picked out all the rock and the blues, but he was like, oh, there was a bunch of other random stuff, and he gave away like 3,000 to Goodwill. And I was like, good gosh, what did you give away? Because if you had stuff like this, imagine what he gave away and much less what he still has. I was like, unbelievable. Calvin Ward, Led Zeppelin 125, Led Zeppelin 130, and Sesame Street. That is sold to Autumn Betts. Autumn Betts got Sesame Street. I'm waiting for Mark Fallon to decide if he wants to bid $155 or if he's not bidding. If he says he's bidding, then it's his, but everything's on timeout. If not, this is immediately sold to Shane Devers for $150. George Carlin, An Evening with Wally Londo, VG Plus $9.99. Queen is VG Plus $29.99. Sheer Heart Attack, VG Plus $29.99. That's on the original Elektra label, and it has the poster US insert. It opens up with lyrics and information. It also doubles as like a poster. VG Plus $29.99. Has Killer Queen on it. Killer Queen, VG Plus $29.99. The Clash, Sandinista, triple LP. The Clash is a VG copy, $34.99. So Led Zeppelin, sealed Led Zeppelin 4, 125, now 130. Donnie Moore wants George Carlin. That's sold to Donnie Moore. And let's sell Pink Floyd 2. Shane Devers for $150. Mark says he has one in shrink. But do you have one with the Pink Floyd, the wall card in it? This is a prime example of understanding mint records. If there was a population report, this album sold millions of copies. However, if we had a population report on it, there is very few in existence. More than some other older albums, but there's not a lot of just like perfect, unplayed Pink Floyd, the walls in shrink wrap and the sticker. I mean, that is a perfect. I wish there was a way, like with baseball cards, coins, and comic books, you can literally pull up how many are graded, what exists in what condition. That's why sometimes you'll see a random common baseball card sell for $5,000 just because it's a Gem Mint 10, 62 tops, but there's none in existence in that grade. So same way with a lot of records I'm seeing. It's just like these perfect copies. They're just getting so hard to find now. Absolutely perfect copies. Led Zeppelin's at 130 with Calvin Ward. We pulled George Carlin. I hope I'm not missing too much in the comments. Mel Webster. This is VG 34.99. VG 34.99. The Clash Sandinista VG 34.99. Everything's Archies. The Archies. And this is VG Plus $16.99. The Archies. Everything's Archies. VG Plus $16.99. VG Plus $16.99. Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her, a 1967 Hollywood Press. VG Plus, I Was Made to Love Her, $29.99, 1967. That's great stuff there. VG Plus $29.99. The one and only Waylon Jennings, VG Plus $29.99. I think this is one of those odd times where I don't know if this was actually on a standard RCA label. I've only ever seen it on RCA Camden. Also, Al Hurts on trumpet on a Waylon Jennings album. Al Hurt on trumpet, the one and only. That's VG Plus $29.99. That wasn't a beautiful example. I like Christopher Cross. How on earth they beat out the wall? Wow. So Christopher Cross got album of the year, the year the wall came out. Wow. Didn't know that. Freddie Milford on Queen, and that was Sheer Heart Attack. Next is Donnie Moore on the Archies. And Led Zeppelin's at 130, 135, 140. Do I know what I missed that wall? You missed a perfect mint copy. It's gone. We've had enough auctions tonight for 3 hot posts of incredible albums that I guess John and Paul just randomly discovered in the back. Next is Black Sabbath Forward shrink wrap. It is a NIMS pressing. It's a UK NIMS pressing, but it is near mint. It's a $45 start. Aussie looks almost orange. Usually they're yellow looking. This is a NIMS pressing. It has a sticker on the back that says Made in England. It is near mint. It's beautiful cover, beautiful vinyl. Black Sabbath Volume 4. Of course, that is a gatefold with the booklet you can see, or the pages that's in there. Black Sabbath 4 opened up and it had pictures of the band. And that's really nice. It's in shrink wrap. $45 start on Black Sabbath. UK NIMS pressing. $45 on that. Okay, so we pulled the Archies. Led Zeppelin 130, Led Zeppelin 135, Led Zeppelin 40. Kenny Cates is going to take the Waylon Jennings. Black Sabbath is at 45 and Led Zeppelin's at 150. Blues Brothers is VG $12.99. The Blues Brothers is VG $12.99. I doubt the Greta Van Fleets. The Greta Van Fleets probably won't be delivered until Thursday or Friday. They'll probably be pretty tight on that release date. They probably won't let us get those too early, so none of the music gets leaked or sold too early. So, yeah, that will probably either be here Thursday, and we'll show them then, and I'll tell everybody, hopefully we get all of our order, and then on Friday as well. Blues Brothers, how about some Leonard Skinner second helping, VG $14.99. Leonard Skinner second helping, VG $14.99. Now, I don't want to distract the battle we got going on for Led Zeppelin, but this is a mint. It's a 19,000 series Led Zeppelin 4 sealed. It's got the Stairway to Heaven hype sticker, has the track listing on the back, and like I said, it's definitely a reissue, but it's vintage, a vintage analog reissue. Gatefold, perfect, no cutouts, no tears in the shrink. Late 70s, possibly early 80s with the Super Saver sticker. High bid on that was $150 with Joe Gabriel. Black Sabbath was $45, $45, $50, $55, $60. James Cohorn put LE. I bet he wanted LS for Leonard Skinner. So that's sold to James Cohorn. What was the Blues Brothers? Blues Brothers was VG $12.99. About a VG Plus cover. VG $12.99 on that Brian Ligon. Hit song on second helping. Kenny, I'm not going to say it. He's trying to trick me. Black Sabbath is at $65. And Robin Trower, Caravan the Midnight. EX 1799. Robin Trower, Caravan the Midnight. EX 1799. Robin Trower. This is Howlin' Wolf's new album. He doesn't like it. He didn't like his electric guitar at first either. VG Plus $29.99. This is Howlin' Wolf. Grace Jones, Slave to the Rhythm. EX 1999. And Spyro Gyra. Excuse me. $9.99. Sometimes it, like I just have to pause to breathe in. $9.99. Let me get a drink of water. Seth said if I'm going to cough, leave the room. Wow. Bossy tonight. All righty. Led Zeppelin's at 152. Stevie Lee on HW. Howlin' Wolf. That's sold to Stevie Lee. Thomas Hujar on Grace Jones. Nick Pullen, you were second. Boontar was third. And Waylon Jennings, Oh Waylon, EX 2299. EX 2299. Whoop, there's one more in here. It is David Allen Coe, I've Got Something to Say. VG Plus 2499. VG Plus 2499. Okay, that was a great crate of check condition. The next crate, I'm going to go through those one more time, but the next crate is all EX Plus near mint stuff, and that's where some of these auctions I've pulled out tonight, such as all these shrink wrap and sealed and beautiful copies we've pulled out. So I'm going to look through them one more time for sure. Shane Devers got DAV, David Allen Coe. It's been a great Monday. This starts tonight's new invoicing cycle. So if you're relatively new, here's how things work. A new week starts on Monday, and we've been debating starting maybe having some shows occasionally on Sunday, and if we do Sunday, we'll start a new cycle too, but obviously we didn't have one this past Sunday. We may in the future. That would be a great night for us really to knock out like CDs and posters and cassettes and 8-tracks, and we could do just on-sale vintage auctions, and because we always have so many new arrivals to go through. We're going to be doing this again all week. We do it 6 nights a week. Auctions, vintage. We'll have lots of new vinyl this week. I put in a big order, I guess, Sunday night, Sunday night, which will be here Tuesday. A lot of restocks, etc. So, update on our auctions. Led Zeppelin's at 160 with Calvin Ward. I hadn't seen a bid on Black Sabbath in a while. Shane Devers has this for $65. This is a UK NIMS pressing of Volume 4 in shrink wrap, $65. And this sealed Led Zeppelin's at 160 with the Stairway to Heaven hype sticker and the track listing sticker on the back. Here's what's left in here. Still some great stuff like Steely Dan, You Can't Buy a Thrill on the original 73 Blocks label, VG Plus, Reeling in the Years, Change of the Guard, Turn That Heartbeat Over Again, Do It Again, Dirty Work, Midnight Cruiser, Only a Fool would say that. One of my favorites on there. Only a Fool would say that. VG Plus $39.99. The best of ZZ Top is VG Plus $24.99. Those should be sold. A couple of Dylan albums. We have Shot of Love, VG Plus $24.99. Infidels is VG $14.99. The Pretenders is VG Plus $14.99. Another Steely Dan, Gaucho, EX $32.99. Elton John, Friends, VG copy, $9.99. The Revolt of Emily Young, VG Plus $24.99. Sandinista, The Clash, VG copy, triple LP, $34.99. Surprised no one got this. Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her, VG Plus $29.99. The Blues Brothers was VG $12.99. Robin Trower, Caravan to Midnight, EX $17.99. Spyro Gyra was $9.99. And Waylon Jennings, EX $22.99. All right, so Joe and Calvin, you're still bidding on Led Zeppelin. Calvin, you're out. Joe's at 165. Final call on Black Sabbath Volume 4. Shane Devers has Black Sabbath for $65, and that's a final call. ABC Alphabet City from 7/13/2023. We will make a note of that. Craig, I'll have to go through and figure out if that was a new arrival or an on-sale bin. Honestly, there's no telling at this point, but I will try to find it. Whenever I do run across it, I will. There was like 3 or 4 things some people were looking for from last week, and I finally found them this like Saturday night. Steely Dan, Can't Buy a Thrill is sold to Matt Biggs. Darren Davis wants Waylon Jennings. All right, and we are still bidding on Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath's on his final call. That was a great new crate. Let's go through this other one over here. Is this new arrivals too? Where did this Animals album come from? Is this new stuff they priced? Gosh, how many new crates did they price today, Tanner? They priced 3, 6, 9, 10, 11, 12, and we've already emptied. I guess they priced 12 new crates of albums. I doubt we go through all of our new vintage arrivals tonight. We have almost had no new vinyl. We've had almost no new vinyl, but we've had a ton. Oh, this is a cool Gamma record. Has a hop sticker on it. Y'all are going to want that. That is cool. This is cool. That might need to be auctioned. That's in shrink wrap. This is in shrink wrap. That's in shrink wrap. I probably should keep that, but I'll see if it sells. We hadn't sold too many political records tonight. I'll probably end up keeping all those. We sold the MLK record, but I think I already had that one. I think I've got 20 different Martin Luther King records. So I think I had that one. I've got a bunch. Okay, Calvin, if you can hear me, could you let me know if you're in or out on Led Zeppelin? Let's go ahead and sell Black Sabbath, the Shane Devers, though, for $65. Alice Cooper, love it to death. This has been laying over here. Let's go ahead and get it running. We had a trifecta of shrink wrap, really nice Alice Cooper albums. We're going to continue with this one. It's on the Burbank label. This was originally on Straight. It does say Straight on the label. It looks unplayed. We had like 3 near mint, and I thought we only had one, this one. It is in shrink wrap. The original cover right here, when Alice Cooper, when they took the photo, he kind of punched his thumb through his pants to make it look like something else. Very nice copy here. Alice Cooper, love it to death. So it's a gatefold in shrink wrap. I always put an emphasis when gatefolds are on shrink wrap. A lot less gatefolds in shrink wrap than other ones because a lot of people were curious and took that off. $30 start on Love It to Death, Alice Cooper. All right. And let's see what we have in here. As y'all heard, some great stuff. We have the Alan Parsons Project, Vulture Culture, $19.99 for Alan Parsons Project, Vulture Culture. The Bee's Knees is $24.99. The Bee's Knees, interesting. Looks like it has a lyric insert with it. I don't know a lot about the Bee's Knees, but they're $24.99. Split Ends, True Colors. Split Ends is $19.99. Rick Springfield, Living in Oz. Rick Springfield is $14.99. Ooh Child, Stair Steps, Isley Brothers, Jimi Hendrix, and the Impressions. Wow, $14.99. It's on Pickwick. It's a compilation, but some fantastic artists in here, including Ooh Child by the Stair Steps and the Isley Brothers and Jimi Hendrix. That is $14.99. Mark Quarrell wants the Alan Parsons Project. Led Zeppelin, Calvin's out, so now we can do a final call on the sealed Led Zeppelin. Joe Gabriel's at $165. The Kinks, Misfits, $19.99. All these auctions, I need to take a picture of them and post them in an ad and be like, if you're not watching Coletco every night at 7 o'clock, you're missing these kind of records, because I didn't even know we were going to have them tonight. Honest truth. Stevie Wonder, The Secret Life of Plants, $29.99 for Stevie Wonder. Lightning Strikes, Lou Christie, $9.99 for Lightning Strikes. Lou Christie, $9.99. David Sanborn, Close Up. David Sanborn is $9.99. David Sanborn, A Change of Heart is $9.99. David Sanborn, As We Speak is $9.99. And Richard Marx, Repeat Offender, $19.99. Richard Marx, Repeat Offender, $19.99. Jared Benoit's at 30 on Alice Cooper, going once, going twice. And just when I thought we were done with Led Zeppelin, we have a new bid. Jeff McMaster's at 170 on Led Zeppelin, sealed Led Zeppelin 4. So Joe Gabriel, you're out. Jeff's at 170. The 4 Kennedy-Nixon debates. This is the one I was talking about. I don't think I have. $29.99. The first presidential debate broadcast on television. Kennedy and Nixon, 1960, $29.99. This is the complete debates on vinyl, $29.99. Very cool. Nina Simone, Town Hall Revisited. Nina Simone, Town Hall Revisited, $29.99. Ben is going to take the Kennedy record right out of my hand. That's sold to Ben. That's why I pull them. I will show you one that I went ahead and pulled because I don't risk them getting purchased. I never had seen this one before. Kennedy in Germany. narrated by Howard K. Smith. It's a gatefold. I'm going to keep this one. All kinds of pictures. That's very cool. Don't think I've ever seen that. I've never seen the Nixon debate box set either. But like I said, I have so many of these. I listen to them too. I listen to them at least once. I got all the Oswald interview discs too. Those are, I think a couple of them are banned on Discogs. The Oswald interviews. Those are, there's some that are pretty wicked looking covers too. Okay. Alice Cooper 33, Led Zeppelin 175, Alice Cooper 40, Alice Cooper 35, Led Zeppelin 180, and Alice Cooper 42. Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy, a 1976 UK press on Vertigo, $44.99. Jailbreak, Thin Lizzy, $44.99. 76 UK press. Rick Derringer, Guitars and Women. Rick Derringer is $19.99. Rick Derringer. We have the Edgar Winter Group Shock Treatment, $19.99 for Edgar Winter Group Shock Treatment, and Edgar Winter Group, they only come out at night. Near Mint Gatefold, $24.99. Frankenstein Free Ride, that's a very nice copy. Fred's out on Alice Cooper, so Jared Benoit has that for $40. Autumn now has it for $42. Jared has it for $45. Joe's out on Led Zeppelin. Jeff McMaster has it for $180. I was about to say, I think this thing might get to $200. Sealed Led Zeppelin 4. Final Call, Jeff McMaster has that at $180. Jared's at $45 on Alice Cooper. Thin Lizzy is sold to, who was first? John Lill. John Lill was first to Thin Lizzy. Joe Gabriel second. Adam Stein third. Thomas Hujar the fourth on that one. The Beach Boys, Good Vibrations. This is a Music for Pleasure UK compilation. Never seen that one before. 1999. Good Vibrations. So that's a Beach Boys compilation. 1999. Fred Carnell wants Edgar Winter. Let me know if you want Shock Treatment. That's one of those I was talking about. It's near mint in shrink wrap. And then we had, they only come out at night. Let me know which one of those you want. We had the Beach Boys. Frank Zappa, shrink wrap. And Hop Sticker contains the hit single Valley Girl. That's $26.99 for Frank Zappa. Final Call on Led Zeppelin at $180. And Final Call on Alice Cooper for $45. We do have new Japanese stuff for tonight. Rare Earth, Get Ready. Rare Earth is $29.99 for Get Ready. And the Circle of Love, Steve Miller Band, EX Condition, $17.99. Circle of Love, Steve Miller Band, EX $17.99. Another really nice copy of Janis Joplin Pearl, $34.99. Janis Joplin Pearl, $34.99. Rick Derringer, If I Weren't So Romantic, I'd Shoot You. This is in shrink wrap as well, $19.99. Fred, everything is sticker price right now. Sticker price right now. Montrose, Rock the Nation. This is a German pressing, so that is Montrose's first album with an alternate cover from the UK, $24.99. Montrose, Rock the Nation. I think I like that cover better than the original one they used. In shrink wrap, $24.99. That's really cool. $24.99. Let's see. Brian C. first on Frank Zappa. Brian C. first on Frank Zappa. New bid on Led Zeppelin. Nigel Del Rockets at $200. Nigel Del Rockets at $200 on the Led Zeppelin. Jeff McMaster, you're out. Brian C. wants EDR. That is EDR. That was Derringer. So Zappa is sold to Brian C. Brian C. also got Rick Derringer. John Lill first on Montrose, Rock the Nation. John Lang was second. Fred Carnell says he'll take Just Frankenstein. If you're watching later tonight, we might can work out a deal later on that other one, Fred. But right now, he'll take Just Frankenstein. Bob Riger was third on Montrose. Chad Kim Van Horn, you were fourth. And Nick Bargeron was fifth. Led Zeppelin's at $201. But I can go ahead and sell this super nice copy of Alice Cooper, Love of the Death, near mint in shrink wrap. That's sold to Jared for $45. Did I have any other auctions pulled? I did. John Lee Hooker, This Is Hip. John Lee Hooker, This Is Hip. This is a UK pressing on Charlie Records. $20 start. No condition notes. Nice cover as well. John Lee Hooker, This Is Hip. That's a near mint on the vinyl VG Plus cover. $20 start on JLH. John Lee Hooker. Dolly, Burlap and Satin. Dolly Parton. What a nice looking copy. $24.99. $24.99. John Lee Hooker. Thomas is in at $20. The Best of Herbie Hancock. Interesting. $19.99. Didn't know that existed. $19.99 on The Best of Herbie Hancock. Journey, Look into the Future. Journey is $19.99, Look into the Future. And Van Halen 2, $44.99. Van Halen 2, $44.99. So just so everybody knows what's up for bid, because it's been up for a while and we have new bidders and it's kind of went to a different level now. Led Zeppelin 4 is sealed. It is an SD19129 perfect, which the reason I'm telling you the catalog number is because this is a late 70s, possibly early 80s reissue, being Super Savers with that catalog number, has this track listing. Here's the actual name of the album. Zoso, John Paul Jones, John Bonham, and Robert Plant. They came out with their 4 symbols. Some people call it Zoso, Untitled, Man with Sticks. I call it Led Zeppelin 4. Sealed copy, Nigel Del Rockets at $225. It's no cutouts, perfect shrink wrap, really, really nice. John Lee Hooker was at 20, then 21. Herbie Hancock is sold to Fred Carnell. James Rayner is second, and Mark Querom wants the Journey. Nick Bargeron's at 28 on John Lee Hooker. Gamma 3, this is the one I was talking about. It says featuring Ronnie Montrose. Gamma 3 is $24.99. That's in shrink wrap from that same Wisconsin store. He bought a lot of records at that store. $24.99 for Gamma 3. Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy, on the original first label, $49.99. Nice vinyl. It does have a couple of sleeve scuffs right here. Super nice though. Countdown to Ecstasy, $49.99. That was Steely Dan's second album. Jeff McMaster, you are out on Led Zeppelin at $225, and everybody else is out on John Lee Hooker. Nick Bargeron has it for $28. The Electric Prume, Stockholm 67, $29.99. This is a 2012 pressing. Live Electric Prume, Stockholm, 1967. I'm assuming it's live. $29.99, recorded by the BBC. Yes, $29.99 on Electric Prunes. Sky Saxon, $19.99. Sky Sunlight Saxon Firewall. Trying to figure out what that said. Firewall, $19.99. And the Beatles Let It Be, $34.99. This is a capital, purplish capital label. The Beatles, $34.99. John Lee Hooker's at $30 with Fred Carnell. Van Halen is $44.99. Van Halen 2, $44.99. OG. Hello Dolly, Ella Fitzgerald. Is that a hop sticker? About to say, I don't think they put ones on that early of records. $19.99. Hello Dolly, Ella Fitzgerald. $19.99. What was the first hop sticker ever put on a record, Tanner? I don't know. That's why I'm asking. First hop sticker. Craig is typing that into Google right now. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required, $19.99. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required, $19.99. Inez Fox at Memphis, $49.99 on Volt Records. Inez Fox at Memphis. It's a promo copy. Super nice. $49.99. Jeff's out on Led Zeppelin. So Nigel Del Rocket. Last time I said this, someone new bid. Final call. $225 on Led Zeppelin 4. Jeff's out. Thomas is back in on John Lee Hooker at $31. Electric Black Man, Eric Mercury, $29.99. Electric Black Man, Eric Mercury, $29.99. Led Zeppelin has got a new bid. Jeff is at $230. Nigel Del Rocket, you're back out. Tanya Gardner, Heartbeat, Party Version, $9.99 in shrink wrap. Delaney and Friends, $19.99. Delaney and Friends. I guess no Bonnie on that one. Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen, $19.99. Sleazy Roadside Stories, Commander Cody, $19.99. And yes, 90125. Yes, Owner of a Lonely Heart, $19.99. Van Halen, Dive Her Down. Looks like another really nice copy, $44.99. Van Halen, Dive Her Down, $44.99. It might be The Voice, Frank Sinatra, $55. That would be an early hype sticker. All right, so Nigel, let me know if you're in or out on Led Zeppelin. Jeff says he's in at $230. No one has set out on John Lee Hooker yet either. Everybody's being awfully quiet all of a sudden. John Lee Hooker is at $31 with Thomas Hujar. The other bidders, please let me know if you're in or out. Johnny Cash's Greatest Hits Volume 1. This is on the original label, $24.99. Johnny Cash Greatest Hits Columbia 2i, $24.99. And Twist and Shout. Wow. I think I've seen that before. Maybe on somewhere like Heritage. Rare Hop Sticker. Van Halen, Fair Warning, $44.99. And ELO, El Dorado, $19.99 for Electric Light Orchestra. Robert Logue was retiring. Wow. He's been cutting a lot of records, though. The Jungle Book. Really nice Disney original book. Read along, sing along. $29.99 on the Disney Jungle Book. Usually those things are beat the heck. Eric is Here. Eric Burden and the Animals. $19.99. All right. Nick's out on John Lee Hooker, but Fred's back in at $32. Ian says he'll take the Ella Fitzgerald. That's sold to Ian. John Smetzer on the Jungle Book. Mark Querum on ELO. Thomas Hujar's in on John Lee Hooker at $34. So, Nigel Del Rocket, let me know if you want in for more than $230 on the Led Zeppelin 4. I'm going to read through those titles one more time. That was a band of non-check condition new arrivals. There are some absolute fantastic LPs still in there. I do have more auctions, and I have I've got 5 more bins of stuff we've priced today. That's a lot of records. They've stickered a lot of records today, and we'll do it again tomorrow. But right now we have lots more. All right, Nigel's out on Led Zeppelin. Fred's out on John Lee Hooker. We may have our high bidders. John Lee Hooker's at $34. Led Zeppelin is at $230. Final calls. Here's what's left in here. The Bee's Knees was $24.99. We had Split Ends, True Colors. Rick Springfield, Living in Oz. This compilation from Pickwick, $14.99. Osley's Stair Steps, The Impressions, Jimi Hendrix. The Kinks, Misfits. Stevie Wonder, Lou Christie. David Sanborn. Richard Marx, Repeat Offender. Nina Simone. Rick Derringer. Edgar Winter Group. The Beach Boys. Rare Earth. Steve Miller Band. Janis Joplin Pearl. Dolly still available. Burlap and Satin. Gamma 3. Steely Dan, Countdown to Ecstasy. OG. The Electric Prunes. Sky Saxon. The Beatles, Let It Be. Van Halen 2. Phil Collins, No Jacket Required. Inez Fox at Memphis. Electric Black Man. Eric Mercury. Tanya Gardner. Delaney and Friends. Commander Cody. Yes, 90125. I figured somebody would grab that. Van Halen, Diver Down. Johnny Cash, Greatest Hits. Van Halen, Fair Warning. And Eric Burden is here. We got a lot of Van Halen albums in stock. I was putting some together. We have a lot. These are near mint, though. The other ones I found in the back bins were check condition. These are EX Plus and near mint minus. All right, let's go ahead and sell John Lee Hooker to Thomas Hujar for $34. And this is sold. Led Zeppelin, $230. That is sold. Let's see here. Janis, exactly. Dolly's $24.99. Burlap and Satin. Burlap and Satin is $24.99. And Fair Warning was $44.99. Really nice copy. As in near mint, it looks like it has the original inner sleeve with it as too. Has the original inner sleeve with it. $44.99. All the David Sanborns are $9.99. $9.99 as we speak. A Change of Heart and Close Up. Next was Dolly. How much was Dolly? $24.99 Sanborn. Mark Lent wants the Electric Black Man. Eric Mercury, that's sold to Mark Lent. John Mintz-Moyer says he'll take Van Halen, Fair Warning. And Inez Fox is still in here. Yes, we just sold Eric Mercury. I figured somebody would claim this too. That's $49.99. It's a 1973 Sonic press. Has a stamp on a promo stamp on the back. It's a promo label too on Volt Records. Volt Records, $49.99 for Inez Fox. Paul T said he'll take that. I figured those would sell. And anybody else? We got 3 David Sanborns. We have Eric Burden, Johnny Cash, Van Halen, Yes, Commander Cody, Delaney and Friends, Tanya Gardner, Phil Collins, Van Halen, The Beatles, Sky Saxon, Electric Prune, Steely Dan, Gamma, Dolly, Janis, Steve Miller Band, Rare Earth, Beach Boys, Edgar Winter, Rick Derringer, Nina Simone, Richard Marx. Somebody wanted Jimmy. There's the track listing. Craig just posted the track listing for Richard Marx. Stevie Wonder, The Kinks, this compilation, Rick Springfield, Split Ends, The Bee's Knees. Diver Down was also $44.99. It's also near mint. It also has the original inner sleeve. You will be very happy with these. And we sold Fair Warning. Okay, yes, I'll put up some Japanese stuff. Let me figure out which crate of vintage. Like I said, we've pretty much went through any new vinyl tonight. We did that one crate. I may slide something over here and just go through it very quickly, just to remind you of some stuff we have in stock, because we've done almost no new vinyl tonight, and we still have 5 crates of vintage to go through. A lot, aka a lot. So let me do some condensing here. Let me push these up to the front. I'm going to put these in here. We'll bring up our next crate. There was these, and here's the very first crate we went through. Let's put these in here. So, great stuff. All right. Let's see here. I think I've kind of flipped through this one a couple times. I've seen some Bob Marley. I've seen some other titles that are very desirable, and I think this is all EX Plus near mint stuff. So let's go through it and see what we have here. He must have got into some. Oh, there's another Kingdom Come record. And all right, here we go. Next crate. A lot of Cure. Cure is actually kind of scarce. Cure albums aren't too plentiful. I hardly ever see them in collections. Hardly ever see them in anywhere. They're pretty scarce. They're not, by no means, that's one of those things that's not rare. They're by no means rare, but we just don't see them too often. All right, so here's our next auctions. Let me pull. Also, this has been behind the counter. Let's do these two. I'll do one. Actually, Japanese coming up next. I got to do these first. We have Kingdom Come. Once again, this is their self-titled album. It has just a plain white inner sleeve. At first, I thought it was a company sleeve, but it's not. The vinyl is Near Mint Minus, red Polydor label. That is a very nice copy. $35. That's Kingdom Come self-titled. Their stuff is not in print either. This is a pretty pricey record. This is called Crystal Logic, Manila Road. Manila Road, Crystal Logic. 1983 U.S. press. The vinyl is poor, as in poor condition. Not VG, not Near Mint Minus, not good. It's poor. The sleeve is strong, and Paul says it's a strong VG. Paul says it's a rare and highly sought after metal record on Roadster Records. That's the notes Paul has here. It's a rare and highly sought after metal record on Roadster Records. And yeah, the vinyl has some gassing. It has some scars. It has some feelable marks. $1 start. I think if this thing was mint, it would be well up there. But if anybody would like a place, and if you have a cheap turntable you can play it on, or put on a cheap cartridge, you can play some of it or turn up your tracking, and it might plow through some of those marks. But $1 start, Crystal Logic, Manila Road, $1 start. So there you go. You might need it, or if anything, you can have the jacket and you can pretend to show people you own it. All right, let's see what we have here. New arrivals. We had Diver Down, New Crow Medicine Show. Yes, it doesn't come out tomorrow. Street date for everything is Friday, but we should have it. Kingdom Come 4045 and Crystal Logic 1. 51 on Kingdom Come. Yes, Cure album's very tough to find. Actually, the Smiths and the Cure, we saw a collection in Tampa, Florida. We flew all the way to Tampa just because the first picture I saw, it was the Smiths and Cure, 2 or 3 kind of back to back, and I was like, we got to go because we never get this in, and we, just y'all see how many records we come through. Honeymoon Suite. That's why when I show the music on vinyl pressings, I really try to get y'all to buy them. We have some in stock, I think, but I'm like, man, you're not going to see OGs too much. Honeymoon Suite, $24.99. Honeymoon Suite, one of those albums from the 80s, specifically 1984. Honeymoon Suite, $24.99. New vintage arrivals here. None of these are check condition. These are all really nice. This is Honey, Love is Hard. Honey from 2016 is $9.99. Honey, Love is Hard, $9.99. Kool and the Gang, Fresh, double-sided 12-inch single, $19.99. That's in shrink wrap. Kenny G, Silhouette. Kenny G is $14.99, Silhouette. And Sheena Easton, The Lover in Me. Sheena Easton, $9.99. Kenny G, Duo Tones, $14.99 for Kenny G Duo Tones. You Don't Mess Around with Jim, Jim Croce, $14.99. It has a little bit of writing here. This was a green, a lot of them have this in the green sticker, but it's not. It's just kind of written on the cover. Also featuring Time in a Bottle from the ABC TV movie starring Disney or Raz Jr. She Lives. Actually, let me take that back. I don't know if I've seen that written on one before. $14.99, Jim Croce. Crystal Logic is at $5, and Kingdom Come is at $52, by the way. Marshall Crenshaw, Field Day. Marshall Crenshaw is $19.99. Free at Last, Dr. Martin Luther King Jr., Mountaintop, I Have a Dream. This is $19.99. Another spoken word, Martin Luther King. That is $19.99 for MLK. Ike and Tina, Let Me Touch Your Mind. That is $24.99 for Ike and Tina. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic, $34.99. Hot Pretzels, 15 cents. I would buy all of them at that price, $34.99. Steely Dan, Pretzel Logic. James Rayner takes the MLK record. Thomas Hujar wants the Ike and Tina. Kingdom Comes at $55 with Calvin Ward, and Crystal Logic is at $5 with Scott Joachimsthaler. That's a final call. Neil Young Harvest. Neil Young Harvest is $39.99. It has the original, I thought it did. No, that's just a new polyline bag. It is a gatefold, though. Neil Young Harvest, $39.99. That's a very nice jacket, though. Very nice. Neil Young Harvest, $39.99. Crystal Logic 6, now 6 again. World Party, Private Revolution, $19.99. World Party, Private Revolution, that's from 1986. And Kennedy Speaks, The Torch Has Been Passed, $19.99. That one slipped by me. Kennedy, I don't know. That looks kind of familiar. I kind of remember this. I don't know if I have that one or not. Kennedy Speaks, $19.99. For me, it's always the question is, were they released while he was his last speech? Okay, so yeah. Most of these were released after he passed away. That's why there's so many of them. But it's kind of hard to find the ones that were out while he was still alive, because they released, everybody was pressing and printing anything with Kennedy on it to try to capitalize on the memorial stuff. So kind of hard to find some of those. Gina, Craig just posted the track listing for Jim Croce, and you should buy it. I'll tell everybody this. Jim Croce doesn't have a bad song, and that's a fact. So, did somebody already buy that? No. This is like, even if the songs you haven't heard, you'll put them on and you'll enjoy them. That's how Jim Croce records go. Okay, so back up to the top. Crystal Logic 6, Crystal Logic 6, Kingdom Come 56, Crystal Logic 8. Just looked up Crystal Logic on Discogs. The only U.S. pressing for sale is $267. Yeah, that's what Paul was saying. I was thinking if this was nice, like mint, it'd be $300 plus. It is in poor condition. The sleeve is VG or VG plus, and it's just kind of a relic at this point. It's what I call relic condition. It's just, you can try to play it, but be careful. But it's just kind of like a placeholder. It's now at, Crystal Logic is at 8. It's kind of like the Led Zeppelin or the Elvis Sun 45 I had that was lightly cracked. I mean, it was still cracked, and it still brought $300-400 on eBay about 10 years ago. Probably bring twice that much now. Crystal Logic is at 8 with Nick Bargeron. Price on World Party. World Party was $19.99, Fred. Kingdom Comes at 57. Crystal Logic 9, 10, 12. Craig Johnson wants SD for Steely Dan. Craig Johnson gets Steely Dan. Crystal Logic 15. Gina says she'll take Jim Croce. Fred Carnell wants World Party. Crystal Logic is at 16. And Kingdom Come is at 56 with James Rayner, I think. 56 on that. Jefferson Starship, Nuclear Furniture, $14.99 on Jefferson Starship. Jefferson Starship Modern Times, back-to-back Jefferson, $14.99 each. And American Boy and Girl, Garland Jeffries. Garland Jeffries, $9.99. Santana's Greatest Hits. Santana's Greatest Hits is $19.99. Evil Ways, $19.99 on Santana. And Simon & Garfunkel, Bridged Over Troubled Water. Bridge Over Troubled Water. I think I put a D on the end of that. Bridged, $14.99. Sting, Nothing Like the Sun. Sting is a 1987 OG Electrosound press, $29.99. So Calvin's back in on Kingdom Come at 57, and that means, actually, Calvin had already bid 50. He did. He was at 57. So Calvin has it at 57, going once, going twice. Greg Preston on Santana. This is, Greg Preston got that. Santana's Greatest Hits. And Crystal Logic is at $16 with Shane Devers. Sting, Bring On the Night. Don't get this one as often. I think it's Live Sting. This is a UK pressing, $39.99 from 1986. Sting, Bring On the Night. Hot, Wishbone Ash. This is live, Wishbone Ash. Hot Ash, excuse me. I was about to say Hot Wishbone Ash. Wishbone Ash, Hot Ash, live, 1999. First on Sting, which I think was this one. John Lill was first, then Thomas, then James. Now, if John or anybody else wants this one, please comment Nothing Like the Sun or Sting's Sun. But right now, we're going to give that one to John Lill. James is out. James is out on Kingdom Come. That means Calvin has that for 57, final call. And that also means we need to do a final call on Crystal Logic with Shane Devers, $16. Stevie Lee gets the Wishbone Ash. That's owed to you, Mr. Stevie Lee. Neil Young, Comes a Time. $34.99 for Comes a Time, Neil Young. Sammy Hagar, $24.99. This one's called self-titled, I guess. Yeah, it doesn't have a title. Almost said 3 Lock Box, but that's a completely different album. Sammy Hagar, self-titled, $24.99. Blue Jug, that looks interesting. Blue Jug, $19.99 on Capricorn Records. Capricorn Records, $19.99. 1975, Blue Jug. Sammy Hagar sold to Craig Ruth. James, you were second. Craig Johnson, third. UB40, Jeffrey Morgan. UB40, Jeffrey Morgan. This is $19.99 for UB40. The Doors, Greatest Hits, $34.99. The Doors, Greatest Hits, $34.99. All right, I think it's time to sell some auctions. Calvin Ward gets Kingdom Come for $57. And the very rare Crystal Logic, that might be the lowest you ever see one of these sell for. Because if you ever see one that's nice and playable, you're going to spend at least $200 plus probably. Crystal Logic is sold for $16 to Shane Devers. And Tillman Smoot wants Nothing Like the Sun. So I'm assuming Thomas and James didn't want the other Sting album. So let's give that one to Tillman Smoot right there. The Doors' Greatest Hits, you got to have it. Blondie, Parallel Lines, $39.99. 1978 Terre Haute. $39.99 for Blondie. One Way or Another, I'm Gonna Find Ya. $39.99. Pretzel Logic, Crystal Logic. Dave says he prefers Pretzel Logic. Thunder, Headphones for Cows. That's odd. $14.99. Headphones for Cows. Thunder, almost said Thunder Logic. Okay, let's start our first 2 Japanese pressings. Oh, yeah, this was in the... Actually, I didn't put it... Oh, I forgot I had Striper, too. I forgot about the stuff that was in the hot picture. David's going to shoot me, though, if I don't put up a Japanese pressing. I hate showing this album. I've had one before. I'm not going to read the title. I'm just going to show it. I think I've seen death metal albums that I would prefer to say over this one. So I forgot. I was almost going to put this in a hot picture, but I didn't want to get blocked or banned on Facebook. I'll just show it and let you read the title. But this is an original 1997 U.S. press. An original 1997 U.S. press. This is EX condition. It's very close to near mint minus. It's going to be a $75 start. It is an original 1997 U.S. press. There it is. I'll let you take a look at it. I think if you probably are going to bid, you know what it is by looking at it. $75 start. Very nice jacket, 1997. There's the label. I guess it's nothing really vulgar, but I just don't want to read that over and over, especially since we're going to auction it. I got to say it 7 times. So $75 start on that. And I don't mind saying this. This is the Beatles Rubber Sole, $65 start. The Beatles Rubber Sole. There is some foxing on the label. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. Super nice copy, Japanese pressing of the Beatles Rubber Sole. There's the original inner sleeve. There's the Japanese insert with lyrics. You see some foxing there on it. And on the back of the cover as well. Some foxing on that. So about the only thing wrong with this, is the foxing on the cover, the insert, and the label. Actually, a little bit on the obi, but yeah, there is some on the obi too. So just foxing and discoloration on this. And other than that, it's pristine. That is a $65 start. That is a $65 start. Okay, before that, we had some other claims. Craig Weatherford wanted the Doors. Craig Weatherford are on the Doors' greatest hits. The UB40 was Jeffrey Morgan. Jeffrey Morgan, that is $19.99 on UB40. Okay, we have Blue Oyster Cult, On Your Feet or On Your Knees, $34.99 for BOC. That's a 2LP live BOC gatefold. Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, Deja Vu. There for a while, we had a high in demand, just people wanting nice near mint copies of this. Now I think I've got 2 or 3. This is $34.99 for Deja Vu. It's a 5-digit, late 70s reissue. It's super nice though, $34.99. The Kinks Think Visual. Dave Plunkett says, say it and I'll bid. I may have to say it to get a bid, huh? The Kinks Think Visual. The Kinks is $14.99. And the Kinks Word of Mouth, $14.99. The Kinks. Johnny Russell, Mr. Entertainer. Johnny Russell is $9.99. I don't think Facebook comments are going through. Let me check Tanner's tablet. Let me see if I missed anything on Facebook. Let's see here. I don't think so. It may have disconnected for just a second. Say it and I'll bid. No, I hadn't missed anything on Facebook. Who said that? Wolfpack Motorsports? What's your actual name? Because I hadn't seen anything from you on. If you have on that, let me know. I think I'm seeing everything. Okay, Charlie Daniels, Honey in the Rock. Charlie Daniels is $24.99. Now, Fred Carnell, here's how this is working. Or here's how this is going to work. There's probably somebody going to do a buy it now on this. So if you want it, I recommend you bidding because I'm going to do a final call right now. Also, this has something down in it. It has some photo inserts, I think. Wow, it has some inserts here. Some very interesting photos. That's might have to make sure whoever buys this is 18 or older. That is a $75 start, 1997. 1997. Adam Stein's in. And then Rubber Soul, we were looking for a $65 start. I was bidding on CL. I didn't see that. I guess those didn't come in then. What was CL too? What did we auction that was CL? That must have been a while. Okay. Oh, Crystal Logic. Crystal Logic. Yeah, foxing is, it's from high humidity storage. Very common with Japanese pressings. High humidity storage, so it's just where moisture attaches to the cover, to the paper, the cardboard, and it causes a discoloration. Very common in high humidity areas. It's very common with books and comic books here in the South. High humidity. If you don't have your books around a dehumidifier or records, they can actually kind of just yellow over time. And it also doesn't help if you're smoking around them. If you're smoking and in high humidity, they're going to really yellow. Roger Ramjet gets Charlie Daniels. That's so to Roger Ramjet. All right. Another Charlie Daniels, a near mint copy of Saddle Tramp, Orange Epic label, gatefold, $24.99. And Ricky Lee Jones, Flying Cowboys. Ricky Lee Jones is $14.99. Flying Cowboys, $14.99. Billy Joel, Street Life Serenade. Billy Joel was $14.99. Street Life Serenade. Billy Joel, An Innocent Man. Billy Joel, back-to-back Joels there. And The Police, Every Breath You Take. This is the singles. This is an OG vintage Police greatest hits. Every Breath You Take, the singles with the original lyric insert, $39.99. $39.99. King of Pain. That's a great one. It's on here. Wrapped Around Your Finger. $39.99. So when I say foxing, that's what I mean. There is... Jody just posted a definition on there. I've said that before, and some people's like, did he just say fox? I guess that's, some people hadn't heard that before. The Best of Otis Redding, $19.99. I need everybody to really focus on this crate right here because I am pulling out some fantastic records like The Best of Otis Redding, $19.99, sitting on the dock of Bay. The first Billy Joel was Street Life Serenade, and we also have An Innocent Man. Tubular Bells, Mike Oldfield. I was just thinking about this record. I was like, how many copies did this man sell this record? I guess not only was it really popular, but then it was pretty much the soundtrack to The Exorcist. And, of course, that was a huge cult movie, so I guess a lot of people had the copy of the album, too. $14.99 on Tubular Bells. Another Helix, this is called Walking the Razor's Edge. It has a little bit of cover damage down here. That is $19.99. Adam Stein, You're Out on NP. Adam Stein, You're Out on NP. That's at $76 with Fred Carnell going once, going twice. Final call on the Beatles. If you want in before I make it a bot now, how much was BOC? On Your Feet or On Your Knees was $34.99. $34.99. David Polkey wants Helix, and Tawana Bennett wants Otis Redding. Adam's back in on NP at $77. Michael Jackson Thriller, $34.99. Super nice copy of Thriller. Gatefold, original inner sleeve, near mint minus vinyl, $34.99. Dick Tracy, The Sounds of Silence, written by Paul Simon, $19.99. It has some kind of promo letter with it, $19.99. I was trying to figure out what kind of genre this is, but I can't buy the letter. $19.99. This is Jimi Hendrix. It's a Pickwick compilation. The top seam is split, $19.99. My vision is blurry. What is NP? Let me hold it a little closer. Maybe you can read it. I think I've read off worse stuff than that before, but it also is not good because it's auction and I got to say it like 7 times. But I don't know. Maybe kids listening, and then they, might ask too many questions. I have let me see, wow, we've hit a bin, I see a bin of Disney soundtracks, and I'm pulling our next auctions. Okay, Rubber Soul is a $65 buy it now. Rubber Soul is a $65 buy it now. Japanese press of Rubber Soul. Who wants it? Beautiful vinyl, just some light discoloration on the cover, Obi, insert. $65 buy it now on that. Pretty in Pink, an original Pretty in Pink soundtrack, $35 start. Original motion picture soundtrack, new orders on here. So is The Smiths. Orchestral Maneuvers in the Dark, INXS, and of course, Pretty in Pink by the Psychedelic Furs. That's a $35 start. That album is out of stock, out of print. NP is at $80. NP's at $80. Ramatam, in April, The Dawning of the Red Suns. That is $19.99. The Kinks' Greatest Hits, $19.99. $19.99. Bob Marley and the Wailers, Babylon by Bus, $39.99. Somebody needs to be all over that. Bob Marley, $39.99. Babylon by Bus. Okay. I've still got 4 crates of new vintage arrivals to go through. And the next is going to be check condition, I believe. Let me take a look at it. The last check condition bin was killer. This one appears to be on the same pace. I'm going to run through these titles, though, in this bin, though, one more time. I'm going to run through those one more time. I think this may be a Paul bin of check condition. It certainly looks like it by his writing and a few of the titles I've seen here. A lot of classic rock to be a Paul bin, but I do see some stuff in here. And Jeff McMaster gets the Bob Marley. Okay, Jeff McMaster got Bob Marley. All right, Adam Stein's at 80 on this. Adam Stein's at 80 on NP. Pretty in Pink, 35, 40, and 35. Sarah Long was in at 35, so Amy has it for 40. Now 45. All right. Final call on that. $40. Metal Hardcore Punk Night. We pretty much had one Saturday night at midnight, didn't we, Tanner? We had some stuff we'd already been through Saturday night. We had a crate over here. I was like, okay, I flipped through a bin. I was like, well, this is all death metal. And somebody's like, well, show some of them. An hour later, we sold an entire crate and a half of it. I was discounting them, putting them up one at a time. For those that were watching, we went almost to 1 a.m. Saturday night. But as far as new stuff, I will coordinate with Paul and John, and we will try to get some of that put out. So we went through, we sold like an hour's worth. We sold a whole crate and a half full of it, if y'all were watching. We stopped almost Saturday night at 1 a.m. We went through. Jared was watching. All right, let's see here. Pretty in Pink, we're going to sell this to Adam Stein for $80. This is sold to Adam Stein for $80. Okay, Pretty in Pink is at 50 with Amy Hutchings. But far as new stuff, we have not. I'll let you know when we do that. Here's what's left in this bin. Honeymoon Suite. This was called Honeymoon Suite, and this is called Honey. Love is Hard. So Honeymoon Suite and Honey. Cool in the Gang. Kenny G. Sheena Easton. Kenny G. Marshall Crenshaw. Neil Young Harvest. John F. Kennedy. Jefferson Starship. Garland Jeffries. Simon and Garfunkel. Neil Young. Blue Jug. Blondie. Thunder. UB40. CSNY. The Kinks. John Russell. Charlie Daniels. Ricky Lee Jones. Billy Joel again. The Police. Can't believe that's still there. Tubular Bells. BOC. Michael Jackson Thriller. Dick Tracy. Jimi Hendrix, Ramatam, and another Kinks album. Pretty in Pink is at $52 of John Leal. Blondie was $39.99. It's OG. Oh my goodness. Striper. Soldiers Under Command. VG Plus condition, $25 start. Striper, Soldiers Under Command. VG Plus, $25 start. Almost nothing by Striper is in print. Maybe they'll do a big Striper box set like they done with Dokken and Rat and Motley Crue, a lot of these 80s bands. Instead of, which I wish they wouldn't do that. I like them reissued individually. But I did sell a lot of Rat box sets. Pretty in Pink. Amy's at $55. Blondie was $39.99. No inserts on Striper. It's just the inner sleeve, and that's it. VG Plus condition, VG Plus cover. Patty's at $25. I guess it's time for a new crate. There was some great stuff in there. I'll kind of go back through those again later. Let's see what else we have over here. I'm trying to decide which one to go through next. There's, okay, this stuff's near. Let's do the check condition bin like I just said. Let's do these. Looks like Paul got these. John Leal, you're out on Pretty in Pink. It's at $55. I figured that one would do good. That album's been out of stock for a long time. I think I have them back ordered. Hopefully they come in soon, but that album's been kind of out of production for a while. So here's how new vinyl works. They print something. Something's in print. They press, let's say, 500 of them, and then they send them out to all the distributors. And then they're all gone. Prices will go down, and then prices will go back up. We put in back orders, us being dealers and other vinyl distributors. And then They like, okay, we need to press another 1,000. Then they press 1,000. They all get sold, and then they repeat the process. I guess that way they don't print too many of them, but they usually, with new vinyl, they can never print enough on some things. I mean, there's some titles, like Nirvana, Nevermind. That album is probably being pressed every day. Fleetwood Mac Rumors, they're probably pressing it every day somewhere in some pressing plant. It's Dark Side of the Moon, Abbey Road, a lot of those albums. So we have no Cure albums tonight. We were talking about the Cure, but I don't have any. 25 on Striper. Brian Miller bid 30. Patty bid 31. John's out on Pretty in Pink, so final call on that for $55. We have when repress come out as low value of OGs. Not usually. Sometimes it does, but not usually. Like, for example, when Ozzy No More Tears was repressed, everybody's like, the value of OGs are going to go down. I'm pretty sure they've done nothing but go up. So, but if it's a more common album, then possibly, but it's really a case-by-case type deal. So, yeah, except for Adele. Sometimes they press too much without really knowing, right, Craig? Adele is a prime example. Those things are, I think they still got those in warehouses and they can't get rid of them. Zebra, Jack D. Jeanette. This is EX $27.99. So, new bin of check condition stuff. That looks like a very nice record for EX. Jack D. Jeanette, Zebra. EX condition, $27.99. Stripers at $35. Charlie Bird, For All We Know, theme from Love Story. EX condition, $11.99. Bobby Bland, Dreamer. VG Plus, $26.99. Chicago 10. It also has the insert with it. VG Plus, $12.99. Blood and Chocolate, Elvis Costello and the Attractions. EX, $17.99. EX, $17.99. The James Cotton Band, Live on the Move. VG, $9.99. James Cotton Band. And Johnny Winter and Live. EX, $17.99. Johnny Winter, EX, $17.99. Stevie Wonder, Music on My Mind. There is a braille strip on the cover. EX, $21.99. Stevie Wonder. And that is actually nothing that was actually put on there, even though it's a Stevie Wonder album. It was added later by somebody. EX, $21.99. Stevie Wonder, Music of My Mind. John Lennon, Mind Games. VG Plus, $19.99. Charlie Daniels, T. John Grease and Wolfman. VG copy, $9.99 for Charlie Daniels. Funny Face, original soundtrack to Funny Face. Audrey Hepburn, Fred Astaire. VG Plus, $14.99. Paul T. on SW, Stevie Wonder, and Stevie Lee got James Cotton from back here. That's sold to Stevie Lee. All right, Pretty in Pink is sold for $55. That's sold for $55 to Amy Hutchings. That would have went into a hot picture if I knew we had that in the back. Striper is on its final call. Patty's out. Brian Miller has that for $35. Final call. And Funny Face is sold to Chris Youngblood. That's sold to Chris Youngblood. I'm Jimmy Reed. This is a 1958 mono repress. VG, $19.99. So it's from 1958. It's technically a repress. Burgundy VJ label, VG condition, $19.99. The Rolling Stones, 12 by 5, VG Plus, $27.99. US Mono Repress. This is in mono. VG Plus, $27.99. VG Plus, $27.99. So, repress is like the second time it was pressed after the initial pressing. That's different from a reissue. That's a repress. So, I think basically like they probably, more or less, they pressed the original batch and then they pressed more later. Technically not, though, a reissue. This is sold to Craig Johnson. It is in mono. That's what you want. That is sold to Craig Johnson. Okay, this is Evanescence Fallen. This is sealed. It's going to be a $25 start. Evanescence Fallen. This is a limited edition, Target exclusive on colored vinyl. Limited edition silver vinyl, Target exclusive. Has the hit song Bring Me to Life. That's a $25 start. Striper is sold to Brian Miller for $35. That's sold to Brian Miller. Evanescence is a $25 start. And our next, we just sold a soundtrack. Here's another one. This one's really nice. Really good movie, too. The Sting. The Sting soundtrack. $35 start. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. Perfect copy overall on this one. I mean, perfect cover, Obi. No foxing or discoloration on this one. The Sting is a $35 start. $35 start on the Sting soundtrack. Japanese press. All right. So Evanescence is a $25 bid. Fred Carnell was in first. Craig, you were second. Steppenwolf, 16 greatest hits. VG condition, $9.99 on Steppenwolf. The Rolling Stones, their Satanic Majesty's Request. The Rolling Stones is a VG copy for $19.99. Marvin Gaye, You're the Man. Marvin Gaye is EX21.99. This is a 2019 pressing. Marvin Gaye, EX21.99. John Lennon, Double Fantasy is VG Plus $14.99. And Young Americans, David Bowie, does have some cover damage along the top. The sleeve has some condition issues. VG $16.99. Evanescence is at 26, now 27. Chicago 17 is EX $14.99. Evanescence is now at 28. Jerry Lee Lewis, Original Golden Hits Volume 1. That's in shrink wrap, EX $9.99. The Marvin Gaye is called You're the Man. That's a 2LP 2009 pressing, EX $21.99. Tawana wants RS. That's the Rolling Stones. I'm assuming they're Satanic Majesty's Request. If so, that's so did Tawana Bennett. Charles Erlin, Living Black. Charles Erlin is VG Plus $19.99. That's a 1971 stereo. David Johnson said he'll take the Marvin Gaye. Striper is sold. Yes. Striper sold for $35 about 5 minutes ago to Brian Miller. That is sold. Striper is sold. Nina Simone. Wow. I was about to say this one's not easy to get. $74.99. This is a VG Plus copy. $74.99. Vinyl is a strong, underlined all caps, VG Plus. It's a 1959 Deep Groove mono. Both seams are split, and that's on styrene. That's not on vinyl. That's on styrene, which looks like vinyl, but it's not. That's VG Plus $34.99. That is not easy to get. Very cool. All right, so Tawana got the Rolling Stones. Evanescence is at 30. Evanescence 31, 32, 33, now 36. We're looking for a $35 start on the Sting. Steppenwolf Live, VG Plus $16.99 on Steppenwolf Live. And Johnny Winter, Saints and Sinners. Johnny Winter is VG Plus $14.99. Monty Python Live at the City Center. Monty Python, VG $9.99. Of Cabbages and Kings, Chad and Jeremy, VG $11.99. The Eurythmics, Sweet Dreams Are Made of This. That's a VG copy for $9.99. Sarah Nina Simone is a strong VG Plus, $74.99. You should buy that. I think that's the first time I've ever had an OG copy of that. VG Plus, $74.99. Emmett Rhodes, VG Plus $19.99 on Emmett Rhodes. Keith Jarrett with Charlie Hayden, and that's called Birth, EX $12.99. EX $12.99. Getz and Gilberto, that is VG $16.99. Jets and Gilberto, I guess that's to say. If anybody wants the Sting, it is a $35 buy it now. Perfect copy. What if I need to rewatch that? What a great movie, The Sting. $35 start or $35 buy it now on that. Very cool. Ragtime music. 35 on Sting. Okay, let's see what we got over here in our auction bin. This crate here we need to definitely go through next. I see some Midnight Oil. Uh-oh. Let's pull that out. I got some new Japanese stuff as well. There's a Kiss record coming up in the next bin as a buy it now. A Muddy Waters that we're going to auction, which is right here. Muddy Mississippi Waters Live, $20 start. Muddy Waters Live, very clean vinyl, blue sky, $20 start on that. About a VG jacket where it's black. One of those that really shows wear very easily. A little bit of hint of ring wear there. You can see a crease down here. So about a VG jacket, and that's the vinyl. No condition notes on the vinyl. $20 start on that. Evanescence is at $40 with Patty Williams. Scott Sneed wants Jarrett, Keith Jarrett, and Rick Shockley wanted the Monty Python. Monty Python, that's so to Rich Shockley. Great albums in here. Check condition bin. The Clark Duke Project, VG Plus $14.99. Stanley Clark and George Duke, VG Plus $14.99. If you're just joining us, we're in a bin of new arrivals of check condition. We've got 3 more bins to go through, and we're not going to pause. We're not going to take a break. We're going to keep going through everything tonight. Great new arrivals. And if you can stick with us, you're going to see some fantastic records over the next hour, a couple hours probably. Commodores is VG, $9.99. Kyle's at 20 on Muddy Waters. And Patty's at 40 on Evanescence, and that's a final call. Fred's out. Craig's out. It's between John Leal and Patty Williams on that one. Now Tillman Smoot's in the mix. He's at 43. Sealed on silver-colored vinyl. George Carlin, VG Plus, $11.99. VG Plus, $11.99. Wes Montgomery, Road Song. Wes Montgomery is VG, $9.99. I think Bernie Johnson wants the Clark Duke Project. That's so to Bernie Johnson. Bernie, thank you. We have Switch, This Is My Dream. Switch is EX $9.99. Patty's out on Evanescence. Brandon Jackson wants GC, which is George Carlin. We've sold every George Carlin album I think I've put out in the last couple years. A lot of demand. We have a lot of comedy records. Some of them don't sell, but if we put out a George Carlin, it's gone. It is gone. Right, Tanner? Tanner said goodbye. It's gone. Bernie Johnson, Wes Montgomery. Bernie, you got Wes Montgomery. Steppenwolf for ladies only. That's a VG copy, $9.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2, VG Plus, $29.99. Bob Dylan's Greatest Hits Volume 2. Head East, Flat as a Pancake. This is, whoa, I was about to say, man, I didn't know we had this. This is a Chad. I've been looking for this. Not that I'm saying I would keep it, but I cannot believe this is in the bin, Tanner. It is $74.99. I've never seen this before. I've been looking for this. This is a live Chad shocked reaction. I did not know we had this. $74.99. This is the original Head East, Flat as a Pancake. The notes on the back from Paul says, the visual grade is VG minus. Play grade is VG or VG plus, no skips. This is the original 1975 press on Pyramid. I guess you could classify this as a record. Yeah, that's the original. Head East, you know the song, Never Been Any Reason. This is it on the original label. OG press, OG cover, Flat as a Pancake, $74.99. Play grade, VG, VG plus, no skips, original 1975 release on Pyramid. I'm going to give that like 60 seconds. No one buys it. I may buy it. It's just one of those records that we look for forever and we just never see it, right? Kind of like the Three Dog Night cover. I think I'm going to keep that too. You know, I see it and see it. It's for sale, but I may buy it. Okay, Muddy Waters, 21. Kyle Gregory, let me know if you're in or out on Muddy Waters, 21. Kyle's back in at 25. I overlooked that, so Kyle's at 25. Fred, you're out. And Evanescence is with 43. Patty's out, and I think John Leal's out. I don't know if he said so or not, but Tillman has that for 43. 43. Okay, When I Die, Motherload. This is a promo label. VG, $9.99. When I Die, Motherload. That's VG, $9.99. Jerry Lee Lewis sings the Country Music Hall of Fame. VG Plus, $9.99. Buffalo Springfield, Last Time Around. VG, $11.99. Johnny Winter, About Blues. Johnny Winter, About Blues. I don't know if I've seen that one. It's on Janice. VG and about a VG cover too. $9.99 for Johnny Winter. The Byrds, Younger Than Yesterday. VG, $12.99. That's a 67 mono for the Byrds. And Nancy Griffith, Little Love Affairs. That's EX, $12.99. So Fred's back in on Muddy Waters. So is Kyle at 27. And Evanescence is sold to Tillman Smoot for $43. That's sold to Tillman Smoot for $43. Next is this copy of Midnight Oil. I think it goes by another name, but on the spine and the label, it's called 10-9-8-7-6-5-4-3-2-1. So I guess we could call it the Countdown album. Midnight Oil has the original inner sleeve. This is a $25 start on Midnight Oil, 10-8-9-7-6-5-4-3-2-1. Near Mint Minus vinyl. That's a $25 start on MO. Muddy Waters is at 27. Buffalo Springfield label. This will be a $5 charge to John Young so he can see the label. Just joking. SD 33256 has some writing. There's the label. Here's side 2. Questions. Stephen Steels. Richie Foray. Price and condition. Uh-oh. This is a VG, $11.99. The Midnight Oil is called. Okay, I think I was watching one night and somebody said it goes by a different name, so you don't have to say that over and over, but I guess not. Muddy Waters, 26, 27, Midnight Oil, 28, Midnight Oil, 25, and next LP is Aftermath, the Rolling Stones, 66 mono, VG minus $14.99. 66 mono, VG minus $14.99. That will probably play a lot better than what I'm grading it. Ramsey Lewis, Them Changes. Ramsey Lewis is VG plus $9.99, a very late 60s, early 70s theme cover for sure. VG plus $9.99. Uriah Heep, Firefly. This is VG plus $14.99. And Love Potion number 9, The Clovers, a 1959 mono, VG minus $14.99. Oh, one more. Emmett Rhodes, another Emmett Rhodes, VG plus $19.99. Actually, Thomas wasn't bidding on Midnight Oil. He put MW for Muddy Waters. High bid on Muddy Waters is $28 with Thomas. That's going once, going twice. John Leal's the only bidder on Midnight Oil. He's at $25. John Leal's at $25. That's going once, going twice. And Brian C. says he'll take the Stones. Brian C. says he'll take the Stones. Kyle's at $30 on Muddy Waters. Kyle's at $30 on Muddy Waters. I'm going to read through these titles one more time. I've still got 3 more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through. 3 more crates of new vintage arrivals to go through. Muddy Waters is at $30. Seth, I hope you're not on the clock right now. Seth is playing Xbox. So I hope you're not on the clock. Clover's condition again. Clover's Love Potion number 9. This is a VG minus $14.99, 1959 mono. Now, where else do y'all know where your boss will let you play Xbox while you're working? That's the kind of, in the back, you know, they get to look through records and listen to music. Employee discounts. This is the best place on earth to work. Colletco. All right, so Larry Smith, this is yours if you want it. VG minus $14.99. And if you don't want it, Clay Moore does. Thomas, let me know if you're in or out on Muddy Waters. We go ahead and sell Midnight Oil to John Leal for $25. And we have Larry Passes, so that's sold to Clay Moore. Here's what's left in this bin. Jack DeJohnette, Charlie Bird, Bobby Bland, Chicago, Johnny Winter, Elvis Costello, John Lennon, Charlie Daniels, Jimmy Reed, Steppenwolf, John Lennon, David Bowie, Chicago, Jerry Lee Lewis, Charles Erlin, Steppenwolf, Johnny Winter, The Eurythmics, Chad and Jeremy, Nina Simone, Emmett Rhodes, Jets and Gilberto, Commodore, Switch, Steppenwolf, Bob Dylan, Motherlode, Jerry Lee Lewis, Johnny Winter, The Byrds, Nancy Griffith, Buffalo Springfield, Ramsey Lewis, Uriah Heep, and Emmett Rhodes. All righty, so Clay Moore got the Clovers. Price on Erlin when you get the chance. Charles Erlin was right here. Dave Plunkett. VG Plus, $19.99, 1971 stereo, soul jazz in shrink wrap. VG Plus, $19.99. Thomas bid $31 on Muddy Waters. Next is Muddy Waters, $32. Sherry Darnell gets Steppenwolf's Greatest Hits, which is right here. Craig Johnson gets Nina Simone. Thomas is out on Muddy Waters. Kyle has that for $32, going once, going twice. The David Bowie was Young Americans, VG vinyl, $16.99. It is an original 75 US press. The sleeve is VG minus. It does have some tears and tape and splits. And Charles Erlin is still available, Dave, if you decide you want it. When I come back, I'm going to sell Muddy Waters for $32. It's time for a new crate. Price and condition on Jimmy Reed. I think it was VG, but let me confirm that. VG. Tanner got some food delivered. I haven't ate today. I'm Jimmy Reed is a VG 1999, 1958 mono. 1958 mono. All righty. Let's see what we have here. Let's do... Okay, yeah, let's do this next crate of EX Plus Near Mint Minus titles. Like I said, 3 new vintage crates remaining. Please stick with us. If not, you're going to regret it if you go back and rewatch the feed and you see everything you missed out on. So we're going to go through them. I may even pick up the paste. The third crate's like a half of a crate, so really we got 2.5 crates. So it's $9.49. Then we'll probably do a big recap and go through stuff one more time. Chris Farrar said he'll take the read. Come on in, pull yourself a chair. Yeah, just sit back, relax. You're about to see some great music. We hadn't been through pretty much no new vinyl tonight, and I probably won't. We will continue with that tomorrow. Muddy Waters, by the way, is sold for $32. I got new Japanese stuff to show. But before that, let me grab 2 new Japanese. Have we sold a Japanese pressing tonight? We haven't. So let me put up 2 high-end ones. These are going to be $115 starts and $75 starts. I'm going to show them very quickly. This is the Beatles 62 to 66 on red vinyl, and it's a stunning copy. Beautiful cherry red translucent vinyl. $115 start. It is mint. There's the inner sleeve, or there's the insert. There's the original inner sleeves with lyrics. This is a perfect copy. This is a perfect copy. Gatefold, red vinyl with Obi, $115 start. Just go ahead and bid. Thank me later. And then we had a U.S. pressing earlier. The Japanese pressing is phenomenal. This is a 2LP, Billy Joel's Greatest Hits, near mint and pristine Japanese vinyl. It also has the lyric book with it. Beautiful cover, gatefold with Obi, $75 on that. You can bid now, or they might be bought nails later, or you can bid and for sure you know you're going to get them. I pulled Billy Joel. I hadn't put that up, Head East. I think I'll keep Head East. Unless somebody really wants it for $74.99. I don't want to pull something away from you, but I think I'll keep that, or at least hold on to it till I can find a better copy. But yeah, right now that's mine. And I bought 2 records tonight. Usually I hardly buy anything. I've bought 2 tonight. All right, new vintage arrivals. Let's see what we have. The Fifth Dimension. I've never seen this one before. 22 of their fabulous hits. The Fifth Dimension, $24.99. $24.99. Robin Trower in shrink wrap. Looks part of that Wisconsin buy. For Earth Below, Robin Trower is $19.99. Robin Trower Long Misty Days in shrink wrap. This one looks like the cover. Is it made like that? Yeah, it looks like it got a little wet right here. It isn't shrink wrap though. Those are both near mint. $19.99. A third. Bridge of Size. 3 Robin Trowers in a row, and they're all beautiful. This is got distributed by Chrysalis. That's a green label. Great colors on that one. Like I said, when they repressed that album, they lost a lot of color on it. The true OG copies of this have very dark colors on the cover. $24.99. The Best of the Stylistics. $19.99 for the Best of Stylistics. The Best of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. $19.99. The Best of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Best of Stylistics. Best of Emerson, Lake and Palmer. Warren Zevon recorded live at the Roxy. $34.99. Warren Zevon. This is Star Wars. This is Zubin Mataya. Conducts suites from Star Wars and Close Encounters of the Third Kind. That is $14.99. Fred Carnell takes Robin Trower. That's sold to Fred Carnell. Doug Sam and Band. $24.99. That's a 73 Monarch press. Doug Sam and Band. They're on Atlantic Records. Paul Young, The Secret of Association. Paul Young is $19.99. Black Oak, Arkansas, Ranch and Roll Live. Promo copy with certificate. I wonder what that looks like. This is $19.99. It's a promo copy with a Black Oak, Arkansas deed, Heaven on Earth. Interesting. That is $19.99. That's a Ranch and Roll. That is sold to Todd Tipton. Doug Sam. Is that what that says? Doug Sam? This is Todd Tipton gets Black Oak, Arkansas. The Nips, the Tits of Soho, a 2000 UK press, $39.99. I kind of paused, make sure I wasn't going to say anything too crazy there. This is the Nips, the Tits of Soho, $39.99, a 2000 UK pressing. Jimmy Reed, I didn't pull Jimmy Reed. It's still over here. Chris Ferrara, I've got you pulled for Jimmy Reed. Did Dave Plunkett want Charles Erlin? Because I still got it in the bin as well. Let me get this back in the sleeve. The Nips, 2000 UK pressing. Where's Walt Cruz at? Is he back from Scotland yet? Usually he's on buying all these strange records. Patty Austin, In the Heat of the Night, or The Heat of Heat. The Heat of Heat, $9.99. Dave says maybe later. Okay. Patty Austin, The Heat of the Heat, club versions, $9.99. Alexandria O'Neal, $9.99. Alexandria O'Neal. What do you got over there, Tanner? Man, that looks good. I had trouble sleeping again, which is nothing new. Les Vert, Just Coolin', $9.99. I got a very late start. Levert, Just Coolin', $9.99. Jody Watley, $9.99. Jody Watley. Najee's Theme, $14.99 for Najee. Al Jarreau, Hearts Horizon, $9.99. Paul T wants Levert, I think. That is sold to Paul T. We have Kiss, Dress to Kill, 1977 press, $34.99. About a VG cover, it looks like. Casablanca inner sleeve, $34.99. $34.99. Najee was $14.99. The Nips was $39.99, Fred. Now, final call on these two premium Japanese Obies. The Beatles 62 to 66 on red vinyl is a $115 start. Billy Joel is a $75 start. Final call if you want to go ahead and get in on them. If not, they'll be buy it nows. Kiss was $34.99. Don McLean, Bye Miss American Pie. This looks like a very nice copy. That's the OG label too. $19.99. Does this have Vincent on it? Yes, this has Starry Night on it as well. Vincent. That's a great album. $19.99. That's sold to Cameron Martin. Marty Ballin. I think that's the correct way on his name. $9.99. The SOS Band, Good and Plenty. SOS Band is $9.99. Jermaine Jackson, Precious Moments, $14.99 on Jermaine Jackson. Tony Lee, Reach Up, 12-inch single, $19.99. Radar label. The Best of Louis Jordan. Louis Jordan is $26.99. Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Aretha Franklin's Greatest Hits, $19.99. Great track listing on this one, such as Chain of Fools, I Say a Little Prayer, her cover of Bridge Over Troubled Water, and of course her cover of Respect. If you didn't know, it was written by Otis Redding. He plays it at all of his live shows. He had it as well. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. I Never Loved a Man. You're All I Need to Get By. That is sold to Craig Johnson. Craig Johnson got Aretha's Greatest Hits. Lou Reed Live is $29.99. Lou Reed from the Velvet Underground. He kind of had a decent solo career. That was... Wow, this is Yes, Rhythm of Love. I've never seen the 12-inch single of this. Rhythm of Love by Yes, 1987. Near mint. I might keep that if nobody buys it. $9.99. 12-inch single sounds so good. One, they're playing at a higher rotation per minute, and there's, the grooves are really spread out. If you've never listened, I know some people's like, man, there's only one song on there, but 12-inch singles are kind of known for very good sound quality. Rhythm of You Love, so did John Leal. Never mind, I guess I won't be keeping it. Hank Williams Jr., Major Moves is $24.99. Rich Group was second on Yes, and Fred Carnell wants the Nips. Let's sell that to Fred Carnell. Okay, let's make the auctions a buy it now. The Beatles is a $115 buy it now, and Billy Joel is a $75 buy it now. These are pristine, mint, top, premium Japanese pressings. $115 and $75. I see that one of them's already sold, and we'll see if anything else. Let's see if the other is sold. We put this back into the sleeve. Very nice. Beatles 62 to 66. Okay, I have a ton of pre-orders to post, by the way. Speaking of new vinyl, meant to say that earlier. My list is growing. I pretty much didn't post any last week. A few here and there, but I'm going to get back on the routine of posting 2 or 3 a day. There was just so many great announcements, I guess, last week. I feel like I posted almost too many because there were some that didn't get as many pre-orders as I thought, and that's probably because of Facebook algorithms. I don't want to post pre-orders on a website because it just don't work out too well, but I have to be careful how many posts I approve in the group and when I post pre-orders because you may not see them. That's why I encourage everybody to always go through the group and refresh and scroll through all those pinned announcements. There's some great ones in there. All right, let me do this in order. Gideon gets Hank Williams Jr. That's so to Gideon Whedon. Thomas Hujar, this was a $75 buy it now for the Billy Joe. Thomas, that is very nice. And then John Smetzer wants the stylistics from earlier. So that's so to John Smetzer. So the Beatles, here's what's available in the Japanese pile so far tonight. The Beatles is $65. The Sting is $65. And then the Beatles 62 to 66 on red vinyl is $115. Our next auctions are going to be Billy Joel, the Nylon Curtain, and the Cars Heartbeat City, both near mint and pristine Japanese pressings. These are going to be $35 starts, $35 and $35 starts. I will show those closely, but at first glance, they look like near mint and pristine Japanese pressings with obi and no discoloration. $35 start on that. Chrome, yeah, Neil Young, Chrome Dreams, Tom Waits. I've got a couple other live unofficial. They're coming out with 2 more new live Stevie Ray Vaughan unofficials. It looks like some concerts, according to my research, that hadn't been. Those aren't official pressings, but I think y'all know Parachute and Fallen Angel. They do really good live unofficials. Pete Weisgarber gets Rubber Soul. Pete, thank you. Pete, I've got to call you tomorrow about the sign. I have just one more question on that. And then I'm probably going to make a decision on that this week. So I'll get with you. I've got to get that rolling. Our building needs a new sign, and I've been debating on it for about a month. I've talked to several people, but our sign out front still says Lebanon Antique Mall and General Store, and I'm trying to pick one out. I've put a lot of thought into it, design and everything. So 65 on that. But Fred, Pete, call me tomorrow, but make sure it's later because you know I probably won't be awake. Hank Williams Jr., this is $24.99. This is Born to Boogie, $24.99. Before I spent $10,000, $15,000 on a new sign, I was like, I'm going to make sure I really know what I want. So it's kind of a irreversible, you know. You can't just like, I don't like that. Let's make a new one. $24.99 on Hank Williams Jr. Born to Boogie. Hank Williams Jr. Old School New Rules. I've never seen that one before. That's because it's from 2012. $39.99. Old School New Rules. That is $39.99. Gideon, let me know which one you want. There's 2 back to back there. Alabama in shrink wrap. The Touch is the name of the album. It's in Hype. It has a Hype sticker, $12.99. Gideon wants Born to Boogie. So that other Hank Old School New Rules is still available. Bad Company. This is like a Bad Company's greatest hits, $19.99. Can't Get Enough, Feel Like Making Love, Shooting Star, Bad Company, Rock and Roll Fantasy. The cover looks like VG, but there's no condition notes on the vinyl. That's like a Bad Company's greatest hits, $19.99 on Badco. The Boomtown Rats, A Tonic for the Troops. Boomtown Rats is sealed. Sealed, $24.99. Sealed. Cameron gets Bad Company. Let me show these Japanese pressings in detail. The Cars Heartbeat City is a $35 start. The Cars Heartbeat City is a $35 start. This is near mint and pristine vinyl. There's the Japanese insert. It has the original inner sleeve. Very nice with lyrics. Hello Again, Magic, Who's Gonna Drive You Home Tonight, You Might Think, Heartbeat City. This is a classic, fantastic album by the Cars. $35 start on that, Japanese pressing. And then Billy Joe, Nylon Curtain. Let's see what inserts are on this. Sometimes this has different inserts with it. Nylon Curtain is near mint and pristine vinyl. This is also a $35 start. It has the original inner sleeve. Covers and shrink wrap of obi. $35 starts on those. And Clay Moore wants the other Hank, which was Old School New Rules. That's so to Clay Moore. Not getting rid of the mural. We're just replacing all the signage. Our front of our store is about to get a facelift. We got to pressure wash it, repaint it, put up a new sign. I'm going to put up new logos out there. And then the side of our building, the mural, it still says Lebanon Antique Mall and General Store. I will probably, I'm either going to completely repaint that one, not anytime soon, but I'm going to make it a very Coletco theme, probably with like, I was thinking a big giant mural of like the Beatles and Led Zeppelin and Jimi Hendrix, and then probably like with coins and case pocket knives and stuff like that. That's probably next year. But I think pretty soon we are going to go ahead and change the lettering where it says Coletco instead of Lebanon Antique Mall. So the Marvelettes Anthology. Marvelettes is 1999, the Marvelettes Anthology. Fred Allen, the Chase and the Sanborn 101st anniversary show presents Fred and Allen. That is $14.99. Simon & Garfunkel, Bridge Over Troubled Water. Check this out. Shrink Wrap and Hop Sticker, $19.99. Features El Condor Pasa and the Grammy Award-winning Hop Sticker, $19.99 on Simon & Garfunkel. Waylon, Hangin' Tough. Waylon is $24.99 for Waylon Jennings, Hangin' Tough. And The Rescuers, a Disney record I've never seen before. The Rescuers, $24.99. Storybook and record, $24.99. Gideon on Waylon. All the Waylons are sold out here so far. Another Disney record, Dumbo, the story and songs of Dumbo, $34.99. The Rescuers and Dumbo. We also have Television's Greatest Hits, 65 television theme songs of the 50s and 60s, $29.99. Star Trek, Lost in Space, Twilight Zone, Alfred Hitchcock Presents, Superman, Batman, Flipper, Combat, Rifleman, Bonanza, Branded, F-Troop, Ren 1010, Daniel Boone. That's all on side one. Happy Days, $29.99. Did I say? No, I was about to say, not Happy Days. Happy Trails, $29.99. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown, the original cast album, $29.99. You're a Good Man, Charlie Brown. Hank Williams Jr., 14 Greatest Hits, $24.99. Vanilla Fudge, their classic album featuring You Keep Me Hanging On, $24.99 for Vanilla Fudge. You need that one. And Joe Walsh, The Smoker You Drink, The Player You Get. Joe Walsh is $19.99. One more, Tina Turner, Private Dancer, $24.99 for Tina Turner, Private Dancer, $24.99. Chip Hall wants J.E. J.E. was Joe Walsh. J.W. That's sold to Chip Hall. All right, let's make these buy it nows. 35 on the cars and 35 on Billy Joe. $35 buy it nows. This is a near mint copy of Heartbeat City by The Cars. $35 buy it now on that. That sold very quickly to David Polkey. Thank you, David Polkey. And Billy Joe Nylon Curtain is also a $35 buy it now. $35 buy it now on that. All right, I have another new crate of new arrivals to go right into. Here's the agenda for, oh, there was one more Billy Joe insert in there that almost fell out. It's one of those solicitation forms, so that's in there as well. That's a $35 buy it now. I've got pretty much a crate and a half of new vintage arrivals to go through, and then we're going to probably do a big recap of everything tonight. So if you didn't catch the first part of the show, we had some incredible auctions. I had shrink-wrapped Zeppelin and Pink Floyd albums and sealed Led Zeppelins. Finding a sealed Led Zeppelin 4 OG, that would be a real challenge. I mean, and then trying to confirm one. But we had some beautiful records just a moment ago. Let's go through this next crate. Let's go through, let me see. I'm surprised they priced a lot of records today. Let's see here. Oh, yeah, I forgot about these. These were in the hot picture. Let's go through the half crate first, mostly because the first two auctions are going to be Tears for Fears and Peter Gabriel's Soul. Let's see what else we have here. I think Paul worked on these. There's Led Zeppelin. We got some Zeppelins in here. We got some of that other stuff that was in the hot picture. I'm just now getting the hot picture stuff. That tells you we only went through one bin of new. We only went through one bin of new vinyl, and it wasn't even new releases. Only one bin of new vinyl. And we're still going through stuff that was on the hot picture. So we've went through a lot of vintage stuff tonight. Our first two auctions are going to be $30, $5, and $40 starts, and you don't have to bid. because I know people that come in the store all the time looking for these records, and all we'd have to do is just show them to them and they would buy them. But we show all of our newest arrivals here first, and they usually get bought by y'all. First is a $35 start on Tears for Fears, Songs from the Big Chair. This is a US OG, near mint minus vinyl. I think it's one of the greatest albums of the 80s. Tears for Fears, Songs from beginning to end, it's a masterpiece. They slipped by me and played the other night in Nashville at the Franklin Amphitheater, and I didn't even know about it until I started seeing a lot of our customers posting pictures. I was like, oh my gosh, Tears for Fears was right underneath my nose. Of course, we probably would have had to miss a live sale, but unless Paul could have filled in for me. But I was like, man. And everybody was like, it's incredible. That was a great show. And I think that's why it was one of those nights we didn't have a lot of people on. And I was like, I think 1/3 of our viewing audience is at the Tears for Fears comment right now. So at the concert. So I should have been there too. I was just curious how much they played off Songs from the Big Chair. That is unfortunate. So, okay. Peter Gabriel. Brooks has already bid. Another fantastic album. This is near mint in shrink wrap with hype sticker with the original lyric inner sleeve. In Your Eyes is on here. Sledgehammer, Red Red Rain, Don't Give Up, which has Kate Bush. And then what's the other one? Big Time. Big Time. This is $40. Peter Gabriel So in shrink wrap with hype sticker. $40 on that. Okay, so new crate of vintage arrivals. Did we pull the... Yeah, David Polkey got Cars. Let's see here. Thank you, Jesse. I'm excited. I'm ready to get our new sign. People pull up to our store, and I see people post pictures like visiting Coletco today, and it looks like our sign is about to literally rot off the building because it's made of wood. And I'm like, man, we got to get that fixed. It looks terrible. Then Austin. There's a good reason for me to go to Austin, Texas. I can go see Tears for Fears at the Ryman in the 80s. Wow, I bet that was good. I bet that was good. Same night, Sunvolt Show, Nashville, Basement East. Wow. Okay. All right. So, $35 and $40 starts. We got a bid on Peter Gabriel. New vintage arrivals. We have first choice, Hold Your Horses. First choice, Hold Your Horses, $9.99. You Can't Love 'Em All. Dean Martin is $9.99. Dean Martin, You Can't Love 'Em All. Blue Steel, No More Lonely Nights. Blue Steel is $9.99. Earth, Wind, and Fire. Earth, Wind, and Fire is $19.99. Chet Atkins, Street Dreams. Chet Atkins is $9.99. The Beatles, Let It Be. This is one of the bootleg pressings, $19.99. This is actually an unofficial bootleg press of the Beatles, Let It Be, $19.99. Intergalactic Touring Band. Intergalactic Touring Band, $11.99. It has the original inner sleeve and the booklet. $11.99 on that. We have a $35 bid on Tears for Fears. Going once, going twice. Peter Gabriel is at $40. Going twice, going 3 times. ISIS, Breaking Through. ISIS is $11.99. John Lee, Down at the Depot. Is this John Lee Hooker? 30 or just John Lee? I guess it's John Lee, King of the Guitar. $39.99. $39.99. John Lee, Down at the Depot. Rounder Records. All right, Nick Bargeron first on DM. DM was Dean Martin, and Paul Gill on CA for Chet Atkins. Those are both sold and sold. What label record is ISIS on? ISIS is on United Artists. That is not the ISIS you're thinking about, Sean. We have No for an Answer, A Thought Crusade, $49.99. No for an Answer, A Thought Crusade. Looks like a punk or hardcore record maybe. $49.99. Certainly looks by the way they're dressed and their haircuts. From the motion picture soundtrack, Sid and Nancy, Love Kills, $34.99. Craig Thomas on SN, which was SN, Sid and Nancy. Wow, that was fast. Craig was waiting on that one. That's sold to Craig Thomas. Darren Davis is $37 on Tears for Fears. Darren Davis is at $37 on Tears for Fears. Fred's at $41 on Peter Gabriel. Larry Coryell and the Brubeck Brothers, Better Than Live, $17.99. Larry Coryell and the Brubeck Brothers, $17.99. Ain't Misbehavin', Fats Waller, Ain't Misbehavin', $9.99. The Songs of Jim Weatherly, $9.99. This is on a promo label. Peter Gabriel's at $42 and Tears for Fears is at $38. $9.99 on the songs of Jim Weatherly. Grand Funk, Shining On, $26.99. This does have the 3D glasses. They've been punched out, but it does have the 3D glasses, $26.99. Peter Gabriel, 42. Tears for Fears, 38. Peter Gabriel, 45. Crescent City Jam, B97 FM. That is sealed, $9.99 for Crescent City Jam. Led Zeppelin 3 is a Jimmy Page remaster, $24.99. A 2014 remaster made in Germany. On the back, $24.99 for Led Zeppelin 3. Chicago's Greatest Hits, $17.99 with the original inner sleeve. Chicago's Greatest Hits is $17.99. Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits is $19.99. John Lill gets Chicago. Nigel Del Rocket on Led Zeppelin 3. Stevie Wonder's Greatest Hits. We have Johnny Winter, Nothing But the Blues. Johnny Winter is a white label promo, also with the promo strip on the front, $22.99. So Fred Carnell's at 45 on Peter Gabriel. Brooks Vaughter, please let me know if you're in or out. And Nick Bargeron's at 38 on Tears for Fears. Darren Davis, let me know if you're in or out. Thomas Hujar first to Johnny Winter. That's so to Thomas. Marion Faithful, Faithful Lover. $9.99 for Marion Faithful. This is called what? D.O.B., The Illusion of Motion. Sealed. No, Y.O.B. Sealed, $34.99. It's Y.O.B. 2012 German pressing, limited to 500 copies. It has an HD side. That is $34.99. Y.O.B. Brooks is in on Peter Gabriel at 46. Piano 1. Piano 1 is $14.99. This is sealed. A couple tracks by Ryuichi Sakamoto. I'll say that right. Sealed. $14.99. New bids on both auctions. Peter Gabriel 46. Tears for Fears 39. The Ramones, End of a Century. This is sealed. $22.99. Sealed 180 gram reissue of the Ramones, End of a Century. Sealed $22.99. Suzanne Ciani, The Velocity of Love. Suzanne is $14.99. Donnie Moore wants the Ramones. Y.O.B. is Stoner Doom Metal. Thank you. I was curious. It was on Metal Blade, so I figured it was something to do with metal. Dean Martin, You Were Made for Love. Dean Martin is $9.99. Nigel second on the Ramones. Mike Langford was third. Michael Ruff, Once in a Lifetime. Michael Ruff is $12.99. And Led Zeppelin is also a 2014 remaster of House of the Holy. What a great album. Song remains the same. The Rain Song, Over the Hills and Far Away. The Crunge, Dancing Days, Dire Maker, No Quarter, and The Ocean. Wow, No Quarter. I forget about that one sometimes. $24.99 on House of the Holy. Craig Proper gets it. I have new and sealed copies if anybody's interested, I think for $31.99. If anybody wants a new and sealed copy of House of the Holy. That one's $24.99, so to Craig. Brooks or anybody else, if you want a new sealed copy, let me know. I have them in stock. I think I've only got 2 or 3 left. Peter Gabriel. Brooks is out. Fred has it for 47, final call. I didn't see anybody else. Yeah, Darren did bid on Tears for Fears. Darren bid 39 on Tears for Fears, and so that means Nick Bargeron, you're out. Let me know if you want back in on Tears for Fears. And then there's new sealed House of the Holy. Hologram has the strip, $31.99. Remaster, very good. What is the Y.O.B.? The Y.O.B. album. The Y.O.B. album is $34.99. The Illusion of Motion. The Illusion of Motion. Y.O.B. 2012 German import, limited to 500, etching on side D. $34.99. Tears for Fears out. What's the price on DM? Dean Martin was $9.99. And Brian, what was Ram? I know Ram normally as Paul McCartney's album or Rage Against the Machine, but I've not had either one in this crate. Nick Bargeron said sold on Dean Martin. So we're on final calls on these auctions. Peter Gabriel's at 47 and Tears for Fears is at 39. Those are final calls. Everybody else that was bidding says out. Final call. Then I have another crate of new vintage arrivals, and then we're probably going to go through the first 4 crates from earlier tonight that's all condensed. I got the first 4 crates tonight that are all condensed, and some of the very first albums we showed were really good. Probably Ramones. Brian C. put L.A. We're getting closer. He put Ram and then L.A. We'll figure out what that means in just a second. Here's what's left in this bin. First choice, Hold Your Horses. Blue Steel, No More Lonely Nights. Earth, Wind, and Fire. The Beatles, Let It Be. That's an unofficial. That's a vintage bootleg There for a while, for some reason, I think they stopped pressing those. And so then there was a demand and people started bootlegging them. That's what that is. Intergalactic Touring Band. John Lee down at the airport. No for an Answer, A Thought Crusade. Also still have ISIS, Breaking Through. Larry Coryell and the Brubeck Brothers, Better Than Live. Fats Waller still available. So is Songs of Jim Weatherly. Grand Funk, Crescent City Band, Stevie Wonder, Marion Faithfull. Piano One. We have Suzanne Ciani, Michael Ruff, and then YOB is still available. And then Brian C. is going to let us know what Ram and LA was. He might meant Led Zeppelin, but it's still not autocorrected in his favor. Brian C., autocorrect is not being your friend right now. Autocorrect is not being your friend. Okay. No Thought Punk. Right now it's $49.99. That is the best price. Nick, you know the drill. It's all sticker price unless I turn on the magic light. It's all sticker price unless I turn on the light. All right, let's go ahead and end these auctions. We have Tears for Fears. That is sold to Darren Davis for $39. I love selling these because that means somebody's going to be listening to them. And that means they're going to be listening to some great stuff. And Peter Gabriel sold to Fred Carnell for $47. Nick says he's got to ask. So new arrivals, I guess I will say, let me look through this crate. I set it up here before I could look through it. New arrivals are always sticker price. Sometimes not. Sometimes I've put up a crate of new arrivals and I go ahead and start making some deals. It kind of depends on the record or the crate and what else is going on that night and what day of the week it is. But normally they're all sticker price, like 9.5 times out of 10. But people do ask, and that's okay. But you probably will hear my same answer. Now, later that night, if you're willing to stick much around and risk it getting sold, because sometimes I'll be like, well, it's sticker price now, but it may be on sale later. Some people just go ahead and buy it because they don't want to miss out on it. So, okay, here's our next two auctions. So this is a whole crate of new vintage arrivals at $10.20 on a Monday night. Wow. Let's see what we have left in here. Dreams, EX, $12.99. Dream self-titled, EX, $12.99. We have Envy, Ain't It a Sin, EX, $9.99. Envy, EX, $9.99. Stevie Wonder, Journey Through the Secret Life of Plants. That's EX, $19.99. Kansas, Monolith. Kansas is VG Plus, $11.99. That has some sleeve damage down here. Looks like this is VG Plus, $11.99. Tigers of Pantang, Wildcat. Tigers of Pantang is a VG copy for $17.99. Bachbusters is EX, $14.99 for Bachbusters. Ted Nugent and the Amboy Duke, Survival of the Fittest Live, VG Plus, $16.99. Modern Heroes, this looks like a compilation, VG, $9.99. Duran Duran, Japan, The Cure, Simple Minds, Depeche Mode, Human League, Yazoo, that's VG, $9.99. Todd Tipton wants Tigers of Pantang. Pat Benatar, Crimes of Passion, EX, $12.99. What's the Pat Benatar album I heard the other night? And I forgot. I was like, when I'm reading off her track listing, I forget about that one. It's one of her more, let's see here. What was that song? I forgot. EX, $12.99. It was on the other night at the gym, and I was like, man, I forget that's Pat Benatar. And when I'm reading off, and it's on one of her albums that I don't read off usually the hits, but I forget that song's on there. I think it might be on Tropico. Boontar takes the compilation. That's sold to Boontar, this Modern Heroes comp. The Best of the Doobie Brothers is EX, $17.99. It may be We Belong. Yeah, We Belong. I think that is it. I don't really mention that one a lot when I'm reading track listings. Flipping over an album, reading off some hits. I forget about that song. That was a huge hit for her. The Jacksons, Destiny. The Jacksons is VG Plus, $12.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed. VG Plus, $36.99. The Rolling Stones, Let It Bleed. VG Plus, $36.99. This is a 1969 ARP press. Wow, OG Let It Bleed. VG Plus, $36.99. Somebody needs to grab that. Don't get me any 69 presses of Let It Bleed. VG Plus, $36.99.
So let me tell you how much Seth is itching to watch college football. He has college football NCAA for the Xbox 2014 playing on simulation mode. He's just watching it. Just like a football game. He's just watching. But this is the modded one with all the modern players, or however they do that. So that's the point we've come to here for our desire to watch college football. Rolling Stones, $36.99. Blondie in shrink wrap. We had a mint copy that was $40. This one's VG for $11.99. That's Blondie, Parallel Lines. JJ Cale Troubadour, VG $17.99. Venom is VG minus $22.99. This is a 1982 Italian import. Plays much better than it looks. It has some clicks on side B, but mostly overpowered by the music. That is VG minus $22.99. George Ellis first on JJ Cale. We have People Get Ready for Group Therapy. VG plus $14.99. Felix wants Venom. That's owed to Felix. BB King, Guess Who? Never see that BB King. VG, $9.99. The James Gang, Your Album. VG plus $14.99. And How to Destroy Angels, the soundtrack of the program, performed by Coil. Artist is Coil. VG $24.99, 1988 Belgium import. That's VG $24.99. Legendary Folk Songs box set. This is a 5 LP box, $16.99. This has Joan Baez, Odetta, The Weavers, The Rooftop Singers, Pete Seeger, 5 LP, 50 songs, $16.99. Dan Benedict first to the James Gang Your Album. That's sold to Dan Benedict. Glory on the Air, a 2001 press, US press, $69.99. This is Glory on the Air, $69.99. 2001 US press, EX condition. Let's Hide Away and Dance Away with Freddie King, 1961 mono, $49.99. VG minus. VG minus. Black King label by Freddie King, 61 mono, $49.99. That's sold to Thomas. That one's not easy to get. We have Grand Funk, Closer to Home, VG plus $14.99. Boone Tar says he'll take Coil. Thank you, Boone Tar. We have Fleetwood Mac. I didn't really introduce these, did I? A lot of people lately has been asking for a Fleetwood Mac self-titled. If you want a nice, high-quality Japanese pressing, now's your opportunity. $55 start. The vinyl is near mint and pristine. It has the lyric booklet with it. And as you can see, it does have a little bit of foxing, discoloration along the top here, along the top of the cover. A little bit down here on the spines too. That was a $55 start. $55 start. And I didn't introduce the Eurythmics. The Eurythmics is another near mint Japanese pressing. Be Yourself Tonight. This is going to be a $45 start. The Eurythmics Be Yourself Tonight, $45 start. Super nice copy. I don't recall having this too many times as a Japanese pressing. There's the lyric insert, there's the Japanese insert, and there's the cover and obi. That's a $45 start. How much was the Rolling Stones? The Rolling Stones was VG Plus condition. VG Plus condition, $36.99. Chris Ferrara is in on Fleetwood Mac at $55. Fred, you did hear Coil, but it's already sold. The Eagles' greatest hits is EX $26.99. The Eagles is EX $26.99. ELO Discovery, VG copy, $9.99. In My Own Dream, the Butterfield Blues Band, VG plus $16.99. In My Own Dream, the Butterfield Blues Band. The Young Tradition. The Young Tradition is EX, $9.99. That's a 67 stereo. We have the Mamas and Papas, VG plus $14.99 on the Mamas and Papas. Going twice, going three times on Fleetwood Mac for $55. Booker Irvin, Groovin' High. Booker Irvin is VG, $34.99. No skips, 66 stereo. Booker Irvin on Prestige, VG, $34.99. Isaac Hayes, live at the Sahara Tahoe. VG copy. This one has the cover where the doors open. VG, $9.99 on Isaac Hayes. Focus, Moving Waves. That's a VG for $9.99. Beast from the East, Mandrill. Beast from the East. This is VG, $9.99. Morning Glory, Two Sons Worth. VG plus $17.99. Pink Label, Fontana. Pink Promo Label, I should say. Pink Promo Label, VG plus $17.99. Michael Jackson Off the Wall is EX $27.99. SRC Milestones VG Plus $16.99. That's a 69 Scranton press. Grand Funk Survival is VG $11.99. Mott the Hoople All the Young Dudes VG vinyl covers and shrink wrap $11.99. All the Young Dudes. Mothers of Invention Freak Out. Non-hotspot ad 66 mono VG $49.99. Let's go ahead and sell Fleetwood Mac to Chris Ferrara for $55. If anybody wants the Eurythmics, it's a $45 buy it now on the Eurythmics. Did we ever figure out what Brian C. wanted? He put RAM and then LA, and then I never did get a clarification from him. So usually LA auto is an autocorrect from LZ for Led Zeppelin. He might have put HOA for House of the Hole in it, autocorrected to RAM. I don't know. Rare Earth, Get Ready is a VG copy, $14.99. Gary Tannen, Otto and the Elevators, 1975 private press, sounds very similar to the band Lighthouse. That's a VG $14.99. We have VG Plus $14.99 Jazz. It was the Ramones. Okay, the Ramones. Thank you. I never did see that for sure. Bob Ackerman and Pam Purvis Ackerman. This is VG Plus $14.99 Jazz. Signed label. Did they sign it? Is it autographed? It is. I think it's actually signed by Pam. $14.99. Tawana Bennett wants Mott the Hoople. That's sold to Tawana Bennett. The Eagles, The Long Run, was a VG copy for $12.99. Charlie Bird, Hit Trip. Charlie Bird is EX $9.99. And Grand Funk is a UK pressing, VG condition. That's a harder Grand Funk to get, it seems like. VG $19.99 on that. All righty, we have been through a total of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11 crates tonight. We've had 11 crates. We're going to go through, I'm just going to read through these titles, and then I think we have time, based on the time and the viewership, to at least go through one, which will technically probably be 3 bins, maybe 2 bins. I've already condensed some of the first things we've shown tonight, and then I'll entertain a few offers, possibly. So first, I see a couple questions, so let me try to find those, and claims. Envy, Ain't It a Sin? This looks like, this is not the Japanese band. No. Envy, Stevie Wonder, Kansas, Bachbusters, Ted Nugent, Ted Nugent and the Amboy Dukes, Survival of the Fittest Live, VG Plus condition, $16.99, has a little bit of writing. That's a VG or VG minus cover. VG $16.99. We have Pat Benatar, Best of the Doobies, the Jacksons, Blondie, Parallel Lines, Group Therapy, the Folk Singers box set, Glory, Grand Funk, B.B. King, and the Rolling Stones is sold to Craig Johnson. And Nick also asked if it's a trilogy. Yes, that's what I said earlier. It's a true 1969 ARP press, and that is sold to Craig Johnson. And then Ted Nugent is sold to Todd Tipton. Those are both sold there. So B.B. King, the name of the Jacksons album was Victory. Name of the Jacksons album was Victory. VG Plus $12.99. SRC price. SRC was, I think there was something, SRC, Eagle. So let me continue. Eagles, ELO, Butterfield Blues Band, The Young Tradition, Mamas and Papas, Booker Irvin, Destiny or Victory? That was, what is that one called? Destiny. The Jacksons' Destiny. Sorry, VG Plus $12.99. VG Plus $12.99. Focus, Morning Glory, Mandrill, Michael Jackson, Off the Wall, Grand Funk Survival, SRC. SRC Milestones is VG Plus $16.99. That's a 69 Scranton press. John Smetzer said he'll take the Jacksons. SRC Milestones, 69 Scranton press, VG Plus $16.99. Rare Earth, Get Ready, Gary Tannen. That was the Pam and Bob Ackerman. Stevie Lee says he'll take SRC. Eagles, The Long Run, Charlie Bird, and Grand Funk. I feel like I went through those very chaotically. So one more time, let me read them from the front this time. Grand Funk, Charlie Bird, the Eagles, Pam Purvis, and Bob Ackerman. Gary Tannen, Otto and the Elevators. Rare Earth, Get Ready, Mothers of Invention, Freak Out. Grand Funk Survival. Michael Jackson, Off the Wall. Morning Glory. Mandrill, Beast from the East, Focus Moving Ways, Isaac Hayes, Booker Irvin, Mamas and Papas, The Young Tradition, Butterfield Blues Band, ELO Discovery, Eagles Greatest Hits, B.B. King Guess Who, Grand Funk Closer to Home, Glory, The Legendary Folk Songs, Group Therapy, Blondie Parallel Lines, Best of the Doobies, Pat Benatar, Bachbusters, Kansas Monolith, Stevie Wonder, Envy, and Dreams. Now, let me find one of those first crates. Let me figure out which one was one of the very, very first ones. To do a little bit of condensing. Get everything in the correct order. I move those to the front, then I'm going to put what was left in the other crate behind those, and we can keep everything in the proper order it was shown. And I'm going to stack them here on the bottom so I don't show something as a recap that's been shown pretty recently. And let's see, King's Johnny Russell. This crate needs to be put in front of this crate. Those might not really need to be condensed. Not enough sold out of those yet. Keyword yet. And then there's those. Okay, so yeah, I think this is the first crate. Some of the first records we showed tonight. Yep. All right, so if you wasn't around at 7 o'clock, this is right over here. Yeah, the Red Grand Funk album. What I plan on doing, we went through so much new arrivals. Earlier tonight, we had quite a few people watching. I'm probably going to post either a big recap, like pull out the best stuff that didn't sell, or I may post like a pre-recorded. I'll flip through everything from the night and maybe post in the group. That would be a long video and very hard to keep up with in the comments, but or I'll probably just do a best of. So Harry Potter. John, those were out of stock. So as of right now, no, I'm not expecting it this week. But those back-ordered records, as you've probably heard me say before, that's unpredictable. They were not in stock, so they did not ship. You and 2 other people on a waiting list, those are not available. Saturday night. Saturday night's vintage stuff is... Where's Saturday night's vintage stuff? I really don't know. Also, there's a bin of new vinyl that needs to be brought back up top before we forget about it. I try to keep all the new vinyl on top, so we have a lot of new vinyl all of a sudden. That's why I've been putting stuff on sale, old stuff. There's hardly anything left from 2022 in new vinyl. Craig, I possibly could find something. I could do it tonight if you need me to. So here's a recap of some stuff tonight. They're sticker price. I will entertain fair offers, but some of these are really good titles, and I could see them selling us. I could see posting these in a flip crate and very easily selling some of these. So Bob Marley and the Wailers, Exodus. This is a VG copy. Here's a prime example, $19.99 for Exodus, a vintage OG VG condition. Dr. Hook, Sloppy Seconds, VG plus $14.99. Rare Earth in concert, that's VG plus $19.99. C-Train is VG, $9.99. Lightning Hopkins, here's one of the first ones. I cannot believe this didn't sell. Down Home Blues on Prestige, VG plus $39.99. Lightning Hopkins, blue Prestige label. Also, that Bob Marley would fit into that example. Jimmy Smith, here's another one. The other side of Jimmy Smith. EX condition, $17.99. Lightning Hopkins, Jimmy Smith. Goldwater for President, VG plus $14.99. Craig Johnson's going to go ahead and get the Lightning Hopkins. That's sold to Craig Johnson. Neil Young, Landing on Water, VG plus $14.99. Wishbone Ash, Just Testing. That's EX, $17.99 on Wishbone Ash. Here's another one, The Clash, Combat Rock. This is OG Terre Haute, original inner sleeve, EX on the vinyl. About a VG or VG plus cover, $39.99 on The Clash. Smiley Smile, The Beach Boys. This is EX condition, $42.99 on Smiley Smile by The Beach Boys. Jefferson Starship Gold, VG plus $14.99, and this does have the original 45 that came with it. If I can get to it, I'm going to show you what that looked like. Where are you, original 45 insert? Maybe in this other pocket. Oh, it's in the first pocket. Yeah, that's the 45 that came with it. VG plus $14.99 on Jefferson Starship. Bruce Springsteen, Born to Run. EX condition, $17.99. Bruce Springsteen, The Wild, The Innocent, and the E Street Shuffle. VG plus $14.99. Todd Rundgren's Utopia. EX $12.99. Utopia Live. Another side of Bob Dylan. VG plus $24.99. See all my records. Thank you, John. See you tomorrow night. Appreciate it as always. Stephen Stills 2. That's EX $17.99. Hoodoo Gurus, Mars Needs Guitars. Mars Needs Guitars. That's VG Plus $16.99. Neil Young, After the Gold Rush. VG Condition $14.99. Not a bad copy for that album if you don't have it. At the price too, $14.99. Head East, Getting Lucky. EX Condition, $12.99. The Best of Bob Marley, Legend. VG Plus, $24.99. VG Plus, $24.99. Jacqueline Kennedy, $19.99. Spoken Word Record. And New Wave, Dizzy Gillespie, $19.99. Tawana Bennett on NY, Neil Young. Craig Johnson was second to that one. Tawana, you get the Neil Young. Laughter, Sweet and Profane by Pat Bertram and Bob Crane. And John has on the back, that's Mr. Haney and Colonel Hogan, $14.99. More of Hal Holbrook and Mark Twain Tonight, $14.99. Stray Cats, Blast Off. Like I said, don't think I've ever had this one because it's from 1989. It's $24.99. It does have a little cover damage. There's a wave in the cover. The vinyl is flat, near mint, super clean. Stray Cats, though, $24.99. Hank Crawford, After Hours. This is in shrink wrap. Hank Crawford, After Hours. That's the green and blue Atlantic in shrink wrap. $14.99 for Hank Crawford. Al Stewart, Russians and Americans. $14.99 for Al Stewart, Russians and Americans. Janis Joplin, Pearl. We've had a couple copies of this tonight. This one doesn't have a barcode on the back, and it's super clean. $34.99 for Janis Joplin, Pearl. $34.99. Move Over, Crybaby. Me and Bobby McGee, Mercedes-Benz. Several hits on that one, Janis Joplin. And then this is Farewell Song, also $34.99 from 1982, Janis Joplin Farewell Song. And now the Judds albums. The Judds Heartland, the Judds Rockin' with the Rhythm, the Judds Specially Priced Mini LP, the Judds Why Not Me, and the Judds River of Time. Now, I will give somebody a bundle deal on the Judds. Paul says somebody should buy the Hoodoo Gurus. We actually sold it earlier, and somebody already had it, and they put it back. But there it is, the Hoodoo Gurus, Mars Needs Guitars. Katrina and the Waves, this is still available, including the hit song Walking on Sunshine, $24.99 on Katrina and the Waves. The Best of the Mothers, Mothers of Invention, $44.99, Mother Mania. Johnny Rivers, A Touch of Gold, $9.99. This is the soundtrack to Maya, $19.99. Chris Ferrara gets the Hoodoo Gurus. Brent just asked the price, and Chris was first to that. Paul's commission check just went up. That's sold to Paul. We have December's Children, the Rolling Stones, $34.99 for the Rolling Stones. The History of the Guess Who, $19.99. And Sade, Turn My Back on You and Keep Looking. Paul's probably like, I get a commission check? Unfortunately not. Otherwise, Seth would be over here trying to sell records. He'd be begging you to buy records. Right, Seth? Seth is not talking. Sherry Darnell wants the Rolling Stones. That's sold to Sherry Darnell. We have Billy Joel's Greatest Hits Volume 1 and Volume 2. We sold a Japanese pressing earlier for $75. This is the U.S. pressing. Gatefold 2LP, $64. Leslie, I may have not told those prices. They're all $24.99. That is most of the discography. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 5 Judds albums, $24.99 each. Or like I said, if you're interested, I may do like a buy 5, get 1 free. Meaning all 5 of them for $100 if anybody wants one. Blondie, Auto American, $39.99. Ricky Skaggs, and Ricky Skaggs. Those are all $14.99. I'm going to read through those titles one more time, and I may do one more recap, Ben. I have not ate today. Now, bear in mind, I stay up pretty late up into the morning and most of the day, but I can start to feel not only my stomach, but my head. Tanner's ate in front of me. I know Seth's Meemaw has a cake over here. We got some honey bun cake, and I know Wendy's is right down the road with hot double cheeseburgers and fries. I may have to have some of that. Paul Gill wants Ricky Skaggs. Paul may take all 3 of them. Waiting for the sun to shine, highways and heartaches, and love's gonna get you. She did. That was for Rolling Stones. I think. Fred Carnell, I will sell you Billy Joe for $60. I will sell you Billy Joe for $60. John Lill said he'd give $35 for the Eurythmics. John Lill, I will sell, what did I say, $45? I will sell that to you for $40, the Japanese press. Yeah, let's go through our Japanese press. Let's go through our Japanese pressings of these. 35, actually, he offered 35. I said 45. This is a $40 buy it now on the Eurythmics. If John happens to pass, maybe he won't. $40 buy it now on the Eurythmics. Led Zeppelin, new, that's not Japanese. That's just the new and sealed House of the Holy. Fantastic album. Just $31.99. And then we only have three others over here. Nylon Curtain, $35 buy it now. The Beatles, 62 to 66, $115. And then the Sting is a $35 buy it now. Sting, $35, Beatles, $115, and Billy Joe, $35. Let's see. John Lill said, okay, so Eurythmics is a $40 buy it now. Next is Paul Gill wants to know a bundle price on these. Let's make it $33. 11, 11, 11. 11, 11, 11. Paul Gill on Ricky Skaggs. Clay Moore said he'll take the Stray Cats from earlier, the one from 1989 that I just don't see as often. That's sold to Clay Moore. Let's sell Rich Shockley, the Billy Joe, for $30. And let's go ahead and sell Fred Carnell, Billy Joe, for $55. We'll sell that to Fred Carnell for $55. So the first thing on the stack there, Tanner, is 11, 11, 11 on Ricky Skaggs. Clay Moore got the Stray Cats, and we're going to sell Fred Carnell, Billy Joe for $55. And Nylon Curtain is sold to Rich for $30. Now, I actually hadn't got to read through those titles again. Let me do that one more time. We had Blondie, Auto American, Sade, Turn My Back on You and Keep Looking, 12-inch single. The History of the Guess Who. Fred says thanks and good night. That's it for him. Maya, Until Tomorrow at 7. Maya, Johnny Rivers, Best of Mothers of Invention, Katrina and the Waves, The Judds, Janis Joplin, Al Stewart, Hank Crawford, Hall Holbrook, Pat Bertram and Bob Crane, Dizzy Gillespie, Jacqueline Kennedy, Bob Marley, Head East, Stephen Steele, Dylan, Utopia, Bruce Springsteen, Jefferson Starship, Smiley Smile, The Clash, Smiley Smiles by the Beach Boys, by the way, Wishbone Ash, Neil Young, Goldwater for President, Jimmy Smith, C-Train, Rare Earth, Dr. Hook, and Bob Marley. There was a Joan Jett earlier, but it's sold. Joan Jett albums are instant sellers. Excuse me. That's why I keep these in stock. I've said that now. I don't know where they're at. I got a Joan Jett, essentially a greatest hits album. They're $29.99. I think they're $30. That's Janis Joplin's greatest hits. Excuse me. Joan Jett's greatest hits. Another JJ. But that's the only Joan Jett I have available right now. This is Joan Jett, Bad Reputation, $29.99. Tracks on Smiley Smile. Smiley Smile is a very interesting album. This has Heroes and Villains, Vegetables, Fall Breaks, and Back to Winter. She's Going Bald, Little Pad. Good Vibrations, With Me Tonight, Wind Chimes, Getting Hungry, Wonderful, and Whistle In. This is actually not too easy to get. I've had some really nice copies of this that have demanded some good money. This is on Brother Records, Smiley Smile, about a VG Plus cover, EX vinyl, $42.99. But if anybody missed out on Joan Jett, I do have these for $29.99. John Edwards, The Sade. The Sade was $19.99. Gold stamp promo. The label's not promo, but this cover packaging is $19.99 on that. And Leslie says she'll take the Judge deals. Fantastic. Surprised you wasn't the only one. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And Leslie, these are all near mint. Paul, she just bought them all. $100. So $20 each on that. That was like buy 5 and you got a free one. Those are sold to Leslie. They're all near mint too. John, that was $19.99. Any other requests in there? I think I'm going to grab another crate, but we're just going to do like a quick read-through. So quick read-through. Not going to go too much details on these. And then I may probably stop there for the night. So that was the first crate. That was that last crate. Let me make sure this was the second crate we went through. Maybe. Yeah, I think this was the next batch we went through. So Blondie was $39.99, Chris. It was near mint. Auto American. $39.99. Okay, here's what we have in here. The Best of ZZ Top. The Best of ZZ Top is VG Plus $24.99. Shot of Love, Bob Dylan, VG Plus $24.99. Also Bob Dylan Infidels. The Pretenders is VG Plus $14.99. That was The Pretenders 2. Steely Dan Gaucho, EX Condition, $32.99. Also Elton John Friends. That was a soundtrack he did in 1971. VG, $9.99. The Revolt of Emily Young. The Clash is still available. Sandinista, VG, $34.99. Stephen Chesney, Gaucho, $30. Stephen Chesney gets Gaucho for $30. Stevie Wonder, I Was Made to Love Her. This is going to go in my I can't believe this didn't sell. VG Plus. It's a nice VG Plus. This is $39.99. 67 Hollywood Press. VG Plus $29.99. The Blues Brothers is VG for $12.99. VG for $12.99. And Robin Trower, Caravan to Midnight, EX Condition, $17.99. Also Spyro Gyra, $9.99. The Bee's Knees is $24.99. Split Ends, True Colors. Rick Springfield, Living in Oz. If you need price on any of these, let me know. Ooh Child, Stair Steps, Osley Brothers, Jimi Hendrix, Impressions. That's a Pickwick compilation, $14.99. The Kinks, Stevie Wonder, Secret Life of Plants. Lou Christie, half off bin. I don't see that happening tonight, John. Now, if I'd had a cheeseburger earlier, I would say yeah. No cheeseburger, no half off. Nina Simone, the only Nina Simone left. Town Hall Revisited, $29.99. $29.99. Rick Derringer, Guitars and Women. Edgar Winter Group, really nice Edgar Winter Group in shrink wrap. Fred's already got off. He was interested in this earlier. It is Near Mint, original orange label, inner sleeve. It's Near Mint and shrink wrap. $19.99 on Edgar Winter Group. The Beach Boys Good Vibrations compilation. Rare Earth Get Ready. Circle of Life, Steve Miller Band. Janis Joplin Pearl. Dolly still available. Burlap and Satin. And this is an extremely nice copy with the original inner sleeve. $24.99. Sherry Darnell on Nina. Nina Simone is sold to Sherry Darnell. So now cheeseburgers are going to start showing up at our door. Gamma 3, $24.99. Gamma 3. Now, don't mind y'all sending food as long as you pay for it. You can send us food all night long, right, Tanner? Just don't send any food and they show up and be like, yeah, this is $167.50. And then we're going to have some angry delivery people. So, but y'all can send me food all night. Go right ahead. Steely Dan is the first label, OG, Countdown to Ecstasy, $49.99. Dan, Dolly is usually a really big seller around here. Can't believe this hadn't sold. Like I said, usually prop something up like that around here, it would be gone. But I would sell this to you for $22. Burlap and Satin. It is a near mint copy. I'll sell that to you for $22 if you want it. Steely Dan is OG. The Electric Prunes, classic psychedelic band. This is Stockholm Live 1967, $29.99. Sky Saxon. Sky Saxon. This is $19.99 for Sky Saxon Firewall. The Beatles Let It Be, $34.99. That was a Purple Capital reissue. Purple Capital reissue, $34.99 on Let It Be. Van Halen 2 is $44.99. Phil Collins is still available. No Jacket Required. One More Night. Susudio, $19.99. Inside Out and Take Me Home. Great music on that. Reluctantly sell this to Dan Benedict for $20. Dolly, Burlap and Satin. Michael Jackson Off the Wall for $22. That was in the last new bin of vintage arrivals we have. Should be right here. Sell this for $22 to Paul Gill. Sell that to Paul Gill for $20. Van Halen 2, $30. Chris Frazier. Chris, I would need $38 for Van Halen 2. I would need $38 for that one. Tanya Gardner, $9.99 in shrink wrap. Delaney and Friends, $19.99. And Commander Cody and the Lost Planet Airmen, $19.99. Put down Craig Thomas for Liquid Liquid. That's in, if I could figure out where our new bins are, let's see, that was Saturday night, so they could be right there. Those two bins, maybe? Yeah, I think that was, what did we do Saturday night? We did new arrivals. I bet they're over here. Yep, probably. Commander Cody, don't see that one too often. This is Sleazy Roadside Stories, $19.99. James Cohorn, sell him Phil Collins for $15. James, that's so to you. Near Mint, Yes is still available, 90125. $19.99 for Yes 90125. Also have Johnny Cash Greatest Hits Volume 1. This is on the original label too. Jackson, Ring of Fire, I Walk the Line, $24.99. Orange Blossom Special. And Eric Burden and the Animals, $19.99. Eric Burden and the Animals. And then we have the 3 David Sanborn records. Close Up, A Change of Heart, As We Speak. I'll give somebody a bundle deal on those if they're interested. Richard Marx, Repeat Offender, is $19.99. And Van Halen, Diver Down, $44.99. Van Halen, Diver Down, $44.99. Another Nimerick copy. If somebody buys this and Van Halen 2, you'll get even a better discount. All right, so we sold Off the Wall. We sold Phil Collins. Craig, I will be on the lookout. We will make a sticky note of that to look out for Liquid. And the Rick Springfield was Living in Oz. Living in Oz, and that was $14.99, Rob Schindel. Also has the original custom inner sleeve. Near mint minus vinyl, $14.99 on that. Now, somebody said one quick bin of new vinyl. Van Halen and Diver Down for $60. Chris, I was going to say $70, and that's my best price. That's $20 off, but that is $35 and $35. Really nice copies of that. Someone already bought Fair Warning earlier for $45. You get those for $35 and $35. Rob Schindel says he'll take Rick Springfield. That's sold to Rob Schindel. Venom is sold. Yeah, let me go through this bin of new. I'll go through one bin very quickly of new vinyl because it doesn't take much time at all to do that. Let me see what date these are on these records. That's June 29th, these vintage LPs. Trying to find stuff from Saturday so I can find that liquid, but it's around here somewhere. These need to be up top anyway, so I can go through them. All right. We have, let's see what we have in here. Probably go through these again tomorrow too. Kiss Unmask. Kiss Unmask is $33.99. Chris Cornell Higher Truth is $44.99. Edward Scissorhands soundtrack is $33.99. $33.99. Boston, $28.99. Yeah, if you want to make an offer, if you was waiting for something, because I would have to go back through 4 more crates to go through everything. If you saw something earlier tonight and you want to make an offer on it, I probably can find it. If you've been waiting, I don't want you to wait all night and be like, man, he didn't even show that. Charles Erland, this is sold to Dave Plunkett for $15. Boston, self-titled debut, $28.99. Chris, I'll have to pass at $65, but thank you. You can buy them at $70, but I'll pass at $65. The Breakfast Club soundtrack is $36.99. CCY live broadcast is $33.99. This is a live Crosby, Stills, Nash & Young, $33.99. Rage, the Renegades of Funk, $31.99 for RATM. 9 Inch Nails Broken. 9 Inch Nails Broken is $39.99. 9 Inch Nails Broken. I have 3 of those available. Mazzy Star, So Tonight That I Might See, $33.99. Dixie Chicks, Wide Open Spaces. Dixie Chicks is $28.99. Also Heart, Dreamboat Annie. Heart is $33.99. 9 Inch Nails, The Downward Spiral, $49.99. We got 4 of those in stock. Fish, Farmhouse. This is the numbered, limited edition, colored, 2LP, $49.99. Mastered by Bernie Grunman. Fish is $49.99. If you need some disco dance music, we have new MoFi pressings of KC and the Sunshine Band for $36.99. I've got a bunch of them. Also on MoFi, we have My Funny Valentine by Miles Davis, $46.99. And Jack Johnson, music by Miles Davis, $46.99. Also have Willie Nelson, Red-Headed Stranger. These are all new and sealed, $28.99. The Best of Bauhaus, $31.99. Rage Against the Machine, self-titled, $31.99. We're sold out of Battle of Los Angeles. That's the one I've got to reorder. Sleep, The Sciences, $36.99. Black Sabbath Mob Rules is $39.99. And there's another Smashing Pumpkins. So we actually have 2 of these in stock. Melancholy and the Infinite Sadness. Sherry Darnell wants Jack Johnson. Music by Miles Davis. MoFi pressing. That is sold to Sherry Darnell. Anybody else? And that was the last records you'll see until tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I'm going to do some condensing. I'll definitely post a recap because, you know, we have lots and lots of customers who don't get to watch every single night. They look forward to seeing recap bins. A lot of the stuff that I quote, can't believe didn't sell, may be gone. So if you want to make an offer, go right ahead. Laura said she'd give $20 for Tina Turner. Laura, you're lucky. That's right here in the front of one of those last crates. I'm going to sell this to you for $20. That's sold for $20. Joshua Cross wants Sleep and Mazzy Star. I'm glad Josh asked for me to go through this bin. He made a couple purchases, and we sold the Miles Davis. So, let's see, Sleep and Mazzy Star. Mazzy Star was right back here. So these are both sold to Joshua. I need to order some more stuff like that. And what I do on iTunes is I'll click on an artist like Sleep. I'll see what's in stock. I'll see if it's in the top streaming songs. And then I'll click on similar artist. I'll click on similar artist, and then I'll look up that artist, and then I'll look up another similar artist. And that's how we end up with stuff that's kind of off the wall sometimes. I need to get with Paul and go through this week's new releases. Because Paul's like, yep, that'll sell. And I'll be like, I have no idea who that is. And then we end up selling 10 of them. So there's so much music out there. SP Smashing Pumpkins is $119.99. $119.99. Unbelievable. I see so many positive reviews about how well this is made, how well it is. It's incredible. And of course, if you want to buy an OG of this, you're looking at about $1,000. You're looking at about $1,000 for an original. So Smashing Pumpkins is $119.99. This album has demanded a lot of money for a long time. Black Sabbath, Rage Against the Machine, Bauhaus, Willie Nelson, Miles Davis, KC and the Sunshine Band. We have Fish, Nine Inch Nails, Heart, Dixie Chicks, Nine Inch Nails, Rage Against the Machine, CSNY, Breakfast Club, Boston, Edward Scissorhand, Chris Cornell, and Kiss. Let's see here. Let's see. Rage Against the Machine, Chris, they're all $31.99. I have Self-Titled and Renegades, but I also, Self-Titled and Renegades, I also have Evil Empire and Battle of Los Angeles. So I've got the four big Rage Against the Machine albums in stock. That might be their only albums. They have other albums besides that? I think they do, but I just don't ever see them. If so, they're not in print. Yeah, not a bad. That's why we've sold. I guess now we've sold 50 of these in the last month or so. $119.99. They used to be like $200. I've seen some stuff actually drop in price on new vinyl, a couple titles, and then I've seen some triple in price, like cost, not like resale prices, like actual cost. So, all right. Here we go. I'm in the feed. It's right at 11. I'm going to go find some food. Thank you, Joshua. The wife and I stopped planning on making a trip to shop. Good. Maybe I'll be here. If you, like I've told people before, I'm rarely here. I can be here if some people absolutely want or need me to. It kind of messes around my schedule, but especially my sleep schedule. But sometimes I can be here if you need or absolutely want me to. I've been known to do that. So thanks everybody for watching, and we'll be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock. I think I'm going to go get Taco Bell instead of Wendy's. That sounds much better. Much, much better. Okay.